Welcome everybody to the South Park Phone Destroyer weekly update for week number 17 of year 2. Appreciate you guys being here. Pegs, Known, Equinox, Capium. Like a hair just bugging me. What's up everybody? Welcome to the weekly update. Every week we come at you with the same shit, but it's always a good time. Appreciate you guys being here. We're gonna get right into it. Not gonna talk too much, but we do gotta say that 420, happy 420 everybody. But 420 is kind of the anniversary of our stream, which is kind of funny because the first real event I remember playing on stream was the Towley event. So I think my first stream was like on a Tuesday from my phone. And then I was like, you know what, fuck that. I'm not streaming from my phone. And then I loaded up BlueStacks probably for the first time. Hey, what's up, F-Meister? And tried it out, got it working. And then I did my first ever stream. What's up, Warpblade? And that would have been the weekend because my original schedule was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So I played South Park on Tuesday, Thursday. And then Saturday during the day, I played a random game. I was playing Deus Ex, we were playing Paper Mario, shit like that. And then in the evening, I played South Park again. So Saturday I was, full stream, but it's interesting because the last year anniversary, we actually went back and watched a bunch of my streams. And when I had first started playing, I put my full streams up on F-Meisters. Thanks for the gifted sub, gifting that to Equinox, appreciate you. But what I had been doing was, or what I did was I watched my streams back, but I haven't really been doing that because it takes a long time to upload a 5-hour video, and I didn't really feel the benefit of doing that, some people did watch it only there, and some people might have seen that and gone to the stream. So maybe I should start doing that again. Maybe just the Thursday one. I'll put the Thursday one on stream or something like that on YouTube. But now with we got stream raiders in the middle of it and stuff, I just don't really know if it's the greatest YouTube content, So we might just stick with the weekly video on Wednesday. But maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe that'll change if our schedule changes up. But we might do something this weekend to kind of celebrate the 2-year anniversary. So on Saturday, be on the lookout for whether it's community games like Jackbox Party Pack, stuff like that. And maybe we'll watch back some old streams and, relive some good moments from the past. And maybe we'll watch the stream where I was watching the streams, but we'll check it out. But we'll move into this week, or I guess this is last week's, not this week, which would be week 17. Let me move these over. I think I have these right. Okay, so free-to-play Whales 56-48, losing to Illuminati again. Illuminati went undefeated, which is awesome. 56-94. Free-to-play Whales total is what's the fucking word I'm looking for? Their high score, or our high score, I suppose, was 56-95. We only dropped 5, so that's real close to the record. And I think they've gone undefeated like the last 3 out of 4 weeks or something like that, except the week where they would have gotten 3rd if we wouldn't have gotten ghosted. So they're playing well. It's a little frustrating because when I went to bed on Sunday night, which was fairly late, mind you, like I always do, Dire Tide was in the lead, which means they had the most runs, they had the most people run. And I know that Shane runs really late on Sundays because of his work schedule, so we always have a few people lagging behind, but I think there was 10 people in Illuminati that hadn't run yet. So it's just kind of frustrating to see. Not, maybe that's just the time that they can run, but it's pretty clear that teams do that. And Illuminati is busting out great points right now, which is awesome. And it's great to see that competition, because to be honest with you, so many people in my team, we don't give a fuck about the game anymore. Most of us have an account that doesn't really need support. We don't really need to play to locker limit every day. Most of us, you know, even the event rewards are kind of shit. The only thing that matters is grabbing some epics or grabbing some legends. And the amount of epics that actually matter, it's probably not that many. Like me, the only epics I care about, like Marcus level 6 would be good, and that's like it. I couldn't care less about any other epic in my deck. So, and then rare cards, it's such a long grind to level 7 that you can't really, like, if you need 1500, getting 3 rares doesn't really make you feel like, oh yeah, I'm making progress, right? So that lack of progress really hinders your want to grind. And this whole time, Dire Tide and Illuminati and what other teams might have been trying to make. I mean, I don't necessarily think Chefs and TMI have the same mindset, but Illuminati and Dire Tide have been working their asses off to do everything they can to get up to that spot, and that's awesome. I mean, the teams are so vastly different from that when Team Wars started. There's a lot of people that were on free-to-play whales that are on Illuminati now. Dire Tide has a lot of Casa Bonita guys on it. Free-to-play whale itself was Mercs and Nambla people together. So like there's not a lot of like, when you say, oh, this is the best team or this is the best team, like it's hard to know if clearly like free-to-play whales was the best team this whole time and then now we're not the best team. And so, you know, we're just going to lose, and then eventually Illuminati will be the lead. I don't know. Was it always that free-to-play wasn't the best team? I don't think that's true, because just based on what our previous team has been and what people were on, it's like we were stacked at certain points. And now, I mean, not as much so. I think there's 5 people on Illuminati right now that are some of their top people that were on our team at one point. So, I mean, I personally could care less. I know that everybody thinks that I give a shit, and everybody on Illuminati and Dire Tide are probably like, oh, fucking when Glanzer gets second place, he's gonna be so sad. I don't care. I could be we built free-to-play whales to win Team Wars the way it was set up initially. And it's not even set up the same way, and we stayed first place for 52 plus 7, well, I think it started week 4, wasn't it? So 48 plus 17 weeks, 50, 60 plus weeks. So, I mean, that's a long fucking time to be at the top of a game. And I've played a lot of different games, and it's constantly changing. And in that game, it was just your team was based on how many points you had, your cumulative points. So there were times when one person would move a team, and that one person had so many points that whatever team that person was on, they would be first place. So the teams are constantly changing. And my original team that I was on, I started in, it was called Last Chaos Team. I started in LCT 2, and I ended up working up to LCT, and I was never a leader, but I would run raids because I was a good PvP player, and I would run the raids and stuff. And it was that game's competitive nature was so much more fun because, well, one, because it's that more MMORPG, and I could turn on my own guy if I wanted to and like fuck around and shoot him too. You know, there's a bunch of crazy shit you could do. So it definitely lent itself more. Like, this is just 2 people fighting. There's not even co-op. There's not even an in-game chat where you could talk to other people other than your team. You can't even have a friends list where you could talk shit to people, add the last person and talk shit. You can't do any of that stuff. But in that game, the top teams were just the same. You know, they're made up a lot of the same people. You play each other constantly. You're running into each other constantly. You're battling each other constantly. But it was just so much more. There was camaraderie between us all. You know, we were enemies on the field, but like we were all in the same team speak, talking shit the whole time, right? Like we were just shooting each other. It was like a space shooter game. We were just talking shit in the same Discord, and that exists for some people in Illuminati and Dire Tide. Don't get me wrong. Me and Austin Westling have great back and forth. He was Casa, now he's Dire Tide. Rave Dave on Illuminati, he's kind of a shit talker, but he just talks shit, you know? Like, people talk shit. I'm a basketball player. That's like this huge part of basketball is talking shit. Like, that's what you do on the court, is you talk shit. And so talking shit is fun to me. I don't hold grudges. I don't get mad at people for shit like that. If somebody emotes me, I'll laugh. I'll call them an asshole. Get mad for a little bit maybe if it's a like a nicely used emote. It's meant to piss me off, right? So it's fine to get mad at things because I know I'm not actually mad. I know that I'm not actually experiencing the emotion anger. I'm just fucking around. I couldn't care less about this game winning or losing or stuff like that. It's a game. I've been playing shit like this my whole life, and I haven't put a foot through the wall since I played PS2 and the AI was pissing me off. Like, I don't give a shit. If I get mad, it's because I'm on stream in front of you guys. You think that I'm sitting there playing, calling the guy I'm playing a cocksucker? I emote on my phone more. When I'm playing not on stream, I probably emote even more because it's so much easier to emote, and I just like, because on the computer you have to click it and go all the way over and click it, go all the way over. But on your phone it's just like two finger that shit. So I emote more, but it's not like I'm fucking getting madder. Like I don't yell at the fucking phone like I do the screen, right? Like I'm not fucking doing that. So more power to them. I hope they take the #1 spot eventually, because then maybe I'll have license to give a little shit less. Like I give like this much shit, and if I could give like this shit, that would be like really nice. But I don't know. I don't think any of us have ever seen you mad at anymore. Yeah, exactly. I've never been mad ever. And most of the time when I'm mad, I'm just like, whoa, motherfucking cocksucker, motherfucker. And then we load up a different game and we're like, all right, what's next? What's going on over here? What's up, LaForce? But it was a good score. Still not the top score ever. But I would love to see a matchup where, and this would be as rare probably as, because of DCs and all that kind of shit, it would be as rare as getting a tie with the same score up in like the 55, 5600s. But I mean, it's kind of cool to see these change, right? Like Dire Tide was just first place the last 2 weeks, and now they're third place. And then last week, Illuminati would have been third place if we wouldn't have gotten the 0. So, you know, wipe that out, and then Illuminati would have been third. So the last 5 weeks are like 1, 2, 3 have been more different than they've ever been in the past, which is pretty exciting if you're, you know, if you're competitive at all, which I am, and it's fun. Like I don't like the current league system. I think it's terrible. I don't think this is competitive because it's just not a single fucking Illuminati matched up against a free-to-play whale. So how do you know who's better? Not a single free-to-play whale matched up against Dire Tide. Not a single Dire Tide person matched up against Merc Demons, or maybe they did. But it's like, how do you know who's better? Who, like, gold is so fucking diminished right now that Namblues is going to be in gold in a couple weeks. Namblues, a team of 30 Adventure Lock people. It doesn't take much. It just takes in like a little bit intelligent gaming of the system, and you can get a team to gold. And when you consider this, Namblows is in gold, and they're like 220th. That's 220 fucking teams that are in it. Now let's give them an average of what, 35 people? That's fucking 7,000 plus players. Now you times that by fucking 3, that's 23,000 games that I could play, people that I could match up against, or games that I could match up against, give or take a few, because you can't match the same person twice in a row kind of shit. But that's so many. That's so many. And only in that group of 23,000 games, there's maybe 200 that could even have a chance of beating me, or even have a chance of beating Gaines or what's up Gaines, or anybody. Like they needed platinum and diamond. I mean, they need something in between silver and gold too, because Namblos goes from top of silver to bottom of gold every week, just bouncing back and forth. And that's not fun. That's not fun for anybody. And every other game I've played had wood, stone, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, grandmaster, double grandmaster. There's 10 fucking tiers, and you're talking about 3? Is it just wood? Is there a wood? I can't even remember. Is there wood? Wood, bronze, silver. So even if wood exists, you're not in wood for very long. So we don't even have to count it. Bronze, silver, gold, 3. And you're putting free-to-play whales in the same bracket as Namblos. You're putting the best team in the game Illuminati, Dire Tide, you putting them in the same bracket as my fucking casual team? That gets 5 minutes of thought to it every week as far as like leadership goes? Like, what the fuck? What? How does that make any sense? Now, granted, maybe if they fixed it, free-to-play would be even further from first place now, and we'd be 3rd or 4th place. I wouldn't give a shit. I would want to play where we are, whatever my team is. Like, I've never given a shit about being first place. Is it nice? Yeah. Do the rewards matter if you're first place or second? Like, not in the Team Wars, but like, if we're number 1 versus number 2, do we get a bonus at the end of every month for being first place? No. So who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? The only people that give a shit what rank they are in a video game are losers. Unless you're the tippity top of the top playing for real money, who fucking cares? It's a free-to-play pay-to-win game. Congratulations, dude. Free-to-play people haven't put money in forever, and Illuminati and Dire Tide have been dumping cash in the whole time. Most of the fucking free-to-play whales are retired. They don't even put money in anymore. Like, we're casual as fuck. We always have been. I would venture to guess that Illuminati, Free-to-Play Whales, and Dire Tide are probably 3 of the most technically casual teams as far as their leadership goes, their running goes, all that shit. I bet you compared to some of these other gold teams that really give a shit, where they got people who are pouring their life and soul into running the teams, and it's regimented better, I bet. And I bet you everybody, like, I bet you those teams are probably run better. They have a better setup, they have better camaraderie, whatever. But when you take 50 of the best people in a game, whether it's Dire Tide, Illuminati, free to play, or maybe 40 plus 10 people at the bottom who could be anywhere, there's like, there's gonna be egos, there's gonna be personality issues, there's gonna be all sorts of shit, you know? And it's harder to be, in my opinion, it's harder to be super regimented and like have leadership be a like in a small team, in a small silver team, you'd probably have one guy who has like a high rank. Now this isn't specifically for free to play, this is for like any team. You'd have one guy who's a high rank, whether it's Gold League or whether it's Minion Masters and he's a Grandmaster or whatever it is. One guy's the high ranking leader who has the team just because he wants to be the leader, and what he says goes, and everybody's down for it because he's like, yeah man, this guy's good at the game, I'm not anything. But when you get up to the top, like, everybody probably feels pretty similar about the game. Like, if you're in the top team, you should have some understanding of deck building, so what's going on for the deck choices, you could have a say in, right? And your idea necessarily wouldn't be any more or less important than anyone else's, because you're all kind of at the same level at the top. When you're in the middle, you know, you'll have some, like, maybe not anymore, but you used to have people in silver and people in gold. So the people in silver, you know, they could be really Dunning-Kruger it out and be, you know, think they're better than they are. But for the most part, you know, the higher rank you are, for the most part, you are better at the game based on your rank. You know, if you're rank 4K and you think that the only reason you ever lose is because the other people have higher cards than you, then you're probably not looking at the game as strategically and as, you know, as drilled down as someone in Illuminati, free-to-play, or Dire Tide who's been playing the game for tens of thousands of PvP matches. And what's up, Simba? Long time. Yeah, so it's like the top people in free-to-play whales are gonna be just as knowledgeable as the bottom people in free-to-play whales. That's probably true for Illuminati, Dire Tide, give or take a few probably. But so you can't really be like, no, this is what we're doing because this is what we fucking say, because people could be like, fucking what? What do you know about this game more than I do? Like, the leaders of teams like this, it's like, well, it's true, you don't. Like, I don't know anything more than, I don't know, Gaines. Gaines isn't even on the team anymore. Like, I don't know necessarily any more than LaFours or even Capium. Like, some people who are on lesser teams are definitely better players than the people on the better teams. or the higher teams, whatever, like better, higher, who fucking knows? Like if you took a straight up even match versus like Dire Tide versus, I don't know, pick team number 56 on the board. Who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of people who play their deck, you know, and their style, and they can't adjust as well to different types of strategies. Or, you know, if all you play is Mystic, Zen, Staff, Pope, Ninja, and the only way you can win is if you get a good Ninja, then, you know, you maybe won't be as good at playing a Coop deck that needs to, like a Simba deck that needs constant, you know, tempo pressure kind of thing. That he used to always run those mid-tempo decks. And if you're used to one, you don't understand how to play the other. Like, you don't know, oh, I shouldn't wait till 10 energy here, I should slam a couple energy because it'll keep him guessing. Or, oh, I should wait here and not build that push, I should just let that guy die because that guy needs to just die. Like, you don't really think in those aspects depending on what type of deck you're running. So it's hard to, I don't know if there's any way to know who's the best. And even like a fucking best of 7, it just doesn't scream that person's better than that person. It would have to be, man, there would have to be so many games played, so many series played, so many different deck choices. You'd have to do mirror matches, you'd have to do different ones, you'd have to do like a draft process, because part of being good at this game is building the deck, right? So I feel like in order to know who's best, you'd have to build the deck on the fly. And man, I've always wanted to do that with somebody, like a draft mode where you're going back and forth picking, and then you have bans and shit, and once one person picks a card, you can't pick that card, so you pick the same theme. So you'd both be like, it'd be like fantasy mystic or something, and then you'd be in the same theme, and you couldn't pick, maybe you could limit it like 2 neutral cards or something like that. And obviously you ban something like Satan or so, you know, whatever you might want to ban. But then you go back and forth picking, so that not only are you thinking like what cards make my deck better, but you're also thinking what cards make his deck better, then I need to take away from him, you know, because if he takes Kyle the Drow Elves first, I'm probably gotta take Dougie, because I can't let him have Dougie and Drow Elves, because that could, you know, one lucky play with that, one good setup with that, and you could lose the game, right? So you'd have to, like, that push and pull of making that deck, I think, would be really fun. Really fucking funny. Every time you manage to lose to a superhero deck, it's never a Kun deck. Dude, Kun is so bad. I hate Kun. Fucking hate Kun. Alright, moving on. Current status. Oh, that's a weird ratio. Usually that's longer picture. Oh, I know. I took that from Namblues, so it wasn't... Like, when you're on the team that's on the top 10, it shows you the top 10. But when you're on any other team, it'll show you like the top X amount, and then it'll jump to your team. So you don't see the full picture. So I couldn't get the Szechuan sauce chefs, or Szechuan... What the fuck is the other name of the team right there? Szechuan sauce and something else with an S? SP Elites. No. Six Samurai. There you go. Thanks, Warblade. Appreciate you. Illum are good with Cock Magic Trams and DSR decks. Yeah, exactly. Like, some people just play fantasy, you know, some people just get that, and it takes, and it's interesting too that you say that the Illuminati all are good with that. It's interesting how that can actually happen, because I had in my team, in another game that I play, in my team there was this one guy who ran this one ship, and everybody thought that ship was shittier because it didn't have as many lasers and it didn't have as many shields, but he played it in a way where but it was a little faster. It was just a little faster, and he played it in a way where you couldn't hit him. You actually couldn't get a target on this guy because your lasers just wouldn't go that far, and he would basically dive in, take the damage, or take some hits, run out, and then those people would go try to chase him. They couldn't actually do damage, and then the other people would swarm and kill the guy that went to chase. So he taught everybody on my clan how to do that. And so our clan was kind of known for being the only people that really did that, because it took a little took a little finesse to actually get it to work, because otherwise if you do it wrong, you just get caught and you just get blown up because you don't have as many shields and stuff, and your hull is less, right? So that game was fun because that could happen. Like if me, for instance, like Friar Pop has a sick superhero deck. So when he's trying out stuff with these leveled up superhero cards, and he can, you know, let us know, like, you know, guys, Lava level 6 is actually pretty good. Like nobody else fucking has it to test it out, but Lava's pretty good. So he, you know, we can kind of get that. And then there's strategies and stuff like pushing a 4-range card into your new kid so that new kid starts hitting it. There's different things that if you never see them happen or no one explains to you, imagine never getting explained assassin stepping to you, or never getting explained putting units behind your new kid. Imagine you never see that, and all you see is just people slamming mid early on, and you never see someone put a card behind new kid to stall the game. You might never think like, hey, that's a good idea. But that's such a staple, because the first person to think that's like, you know, that this is better. Putting a card back here and meeting mid is way better than pushing in on him and letting new kid deal. You know, like that took time. I remember playing early on and nobody played like that. People were just slamming assassins mid constantly and trying to get the advantage. But Illuminati coming up on free to play, fucking Dire Tide not even in the list. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And they just took another third today. TMI got one again. I mean, TMI, and it's so far away even from the Illuminati. It's just like, it's so fucking frustrating to see this list every week, to see these fucking scores, to see 700 points between 2, 400 points between 5 and 4. And I don't know how they salvage it. I don't know how they fix it. Aside from just putting the top 5 against each other every week, until it fleshes itself out, until TMI and Chef's Elite start taking some 3 and 4s. But then Dire Tide gets the benefit of that, because they wouldn't be taking losses anymore, and Dire Tide would sneak back up. But I mean, that's good. Dire Tide could get to 6, and then TMI gets to 5, and then they swap places. And if it was free to play whales, Illuminati, Chefs, Casa, Dire Tide. Or Dire Tide Casa probably now. I don't know. That would be so much better. Like, that would be so much true to what's actually happening. What's up, Jamin? But yeah, it's cool how, because for sure, if one person learns something on a team, and in this game, like once one person learns something, everybody's probably gonna kind of learn it and see it. Because like, I can only do something to somebody else so many times before it's like, oh yeah, that's a good strategy. And there's not that much stuff in this game that you could really even do. What up, Crispy? There's not much stuff that you could even do. Anyone not doing 50 runs does not belong in top 5. Yes, I agree there. TMI, I heard, is like they're up to 46. They were 40 last week. I think they're gonna try to run 50 this week, is what I heard. So we'll see what happens if TMI gets in. Like if they run 50 for the first week and they get matched free to play Illuminati, Dire Tide, TMI, that would just be classic, man. That would be great. I hope so. And then if they win, oh my god, can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine if TMI comes along, runs a full of 50, matches up with us, and wins? And all this shit we've talked about them not being a true top 5 team, all this shit we've talked about them gaming the system, they just shove it in our face. And breaks the record. Yeah, goes like a Revolution 2.0, 56.99. One guy getting 113. Man, that would just be something. That would just be something. What's up, Silent? Don't forget, guys, exclamation point SPPD for the giveaway. But congratulations, Illuminati, getting closer and closer. I honestly I'll be a little happy if they ever take first place. Like, it's like, you guys ever see Waterboy when he talks about getting that first win and all the pressure's gone and then it'll lead to more wins? It's kind of like that. The first loss and then all the pressure's gone forever and then it won't matter. It'd be pretty nice. There was already a -1 point Rev 2.0. Yeah, Rev. They just can't. I can't count that because anybody could do that. Anybody could do that. But they fucking fucked it up, man. What's that one fucking bronze guy who kept the guy from 2 bars? That guy's from 1 bar. That guy's a fucking hero. The one bronze guy who put the Zen Cartman in front of New Kid right when he was about to take the bar at the end of the game. That one guy who arrow stormed the push or something. Whatever the fuck happened, one fucking guy stopped him from the perfect run. That guy's a goddamn hero. All right, where are we going? All right, now we move into the games this week. We have one game from Jammin' actually this week that we're gonna watch, so we'll watch that one last, and then we're gonna do both of the giveaways at the end, instead of breaking them up like we have done in the past. This stream's not very long, so we'll just stick it till the end. Isarnia is so good. She's not max. What is Isarnia? Is that supposed to be something else? Gaines, I didn't answer. I wasn't sure who it was at this point, honestly, so I didn't want to answer. What's up, Hirsch? Outcast, welcome in. Street Mobsters. I think TMI is probably the best team. They've been moving up so much, they must have the best strats. I mean, exactly. But like I'm saying, dude, if they come in and win, I would just laugh forever. I would just laugh forever. It'd be so good. Been boring at the top this on? Yeah, I mean, it's such a different team now than when we started. And that's true for Illuminati, that's true for Diretide. Both of the teams probably... I mean, would you say we have half of the original members? 25 people? I don't know. Hirsch, do you think you have 25 of the original Diretide members from when Team Wars started? And anybody from Illuminati here, do you think 25? I think we might have 25. I think we might have 25. It might be close. I don't know. I'll have to go check. But don't get me wrong. There's probably some people who've come and gone. But I don't know. Yeah, 35 kind of seems like a number. $35 seems like a number, yeah. I could go count it, but yeah, I mean, I don't really know that many people by name, so it can't possibly be. What's the Dunbar number? Like 150 or something? What up, WD2? All right. Yeah, I heard Gaines got off the steroids, so he has to work extra hard in the gym now. That's why he quit South Park. Or he got on more steroids? I don't know how it works. All right, so let's roll over to the games. Exclamation point, SPPD. Let's start with the main ones this week because they're so fucking boring. I mean, isn't that terrible? Like, the most boring games that I have are on my main account. Like, that just shouldn't be how it fucking is. Things shouldn't be how they are, but they is. Gaines needs to hit leg day. Gaines, there was somebody in chat called Muscular McGaines the other day, and I was like dead set that it was you and you just changed your name. And I was talking to him like it was you the whole time. And then he said like 5 times, he's like, dude, I'm not who you think I am. And I was just like, oh, Gaines, you cheeky fuck. You silly motherfucker. And then I was like, you know what? It's probably not him. Why would he change his name? You blame Tally on that one. You're back to doing your locker limit daily? Man, that's crazy. Well, I guess, honestly, it's with your deck, it's probably way easier to do than I think it is. It's still a few hours for me to do. For you, it's probably pretty simple. How many free games do you still get? Probably less than you used to because the matchmaking's a little bit better. But I remember watching SDNW play when he was top 25, and it was like, in a locker limit of 30 wins, he'd get maybe 11 games actually played. It was really crazy. He was a super nice dude from Pharaoh's stream. That's it. McGaines, yeah, he's a cool guy. He stopped by a few times after that, so. I'm just fucking playing here. I don't know. It's not hard to beat somebody with a level 3 fucking And sometimes when I play this account, I try to fuck around and not play perfectly. But like, I just want to get it fucking over with. You know, these are the last games that I play. I usually play either before my stream on Saturday or Saturday morning, or after my stream Saturday night. And it's the last one I play because it's almost always the easiest one. So I play Namblues first because it's the hardest. I want to get out of the way. Then I play Namblos, which sometimes just is me quitting because I'm going up against a deck like this. Like, Moody has no fucking chance if I go up against me, you know? So one time I did match up against a free-to-play whale. I think it was... No, I didn't match up a free-to-play whale. I matched up against Damien Angel. And I was just like, LOL, good game, bro. Because I wouldn't even have a chance, man. Luck is 45 now and you maybe get 10 games. That's pretty good. That's true. Good to have Dodge back. I almost forgot that Dodge was originally on the team. It's been so long since he's been a street mobster. I gave you free win all the time for sure. I gave Gaines. I remember we were talking about my anniversary stream, and there was a game of me and you playing, and I'm like level 19 and you're like level 19, and your deck isn't that good, and it's just fucking hilarious. Well, I mean, it was still, don't get me wrong, it was still really fucking good, but but at that point it was good because you had level 6 commons and But it is kind of our 2-year anniversary, so we might get into a little bit more. So he steals our slow, or our freeze, which isn't that big of a deal. We kind of had a shitty start here, but we dropped the 6th element. Being able to start with Mysterion, I mean, honestly, wins you the game, especially if you have him at level 4. It's just it's so hard in Team Wars to deal with an errant. So sometimes when you do the robot early, even if he does mind control you, your robot is still your robot. So I was trying to get that, but you have to do that better. Different times, send me the vid later. Yeah, I'll try to find it. But yeah, we might watch some old streams, because I used to put them on YouTube. Like, I used to put at least one a week. I'd put the whole thing on YouTube. But I decided that wasn't really great content or use of the time, because it just took so long to upload it, that I was just like, fuck this. But maybe I'll do it. But we can look back at, we could watch the stream of me watching. I think we'll do that. We'll watch the video of me watching the other videos, and then every year we'll do that, and we'll just put my picture somewhere else. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Let's do that. Let's do that for sure. All right, so we lead Santa. Level advantage already. I was checking if it was max 4 or base 4. The Clyde here wouldn't be terrible just because it would chunk one of them, but leading with Randy as well is pretty brutal. But I want him to commit a little bit more before I do it and just stay in front of... I mean, I don't know why you'd use that. He could have gotten so many robots right here. If he would have played this better, he could have had 3 robots. He could have had 3. He could have used the 6th element Randy robot, then used Santa, then used the robot, then mind controlled me, used the Santa, then gotten the robot. He got gotten 4, then used the robot, and then used the Santa, and then gotten another robot. And that would have honestly been pretty fucking tough to deal with. But I probably would have mind controlled my Santa back if I would have seen that coming. Now, you don't normally want to play Mysterion unless it's at the beginning or at a reset, but playing him high side when he had so much energy on the bottom side, I felt like I was pretty safe when I was already sitting on a full stack, and I already had my 2, like this setup right here, mecha behind these 2 cards, that's a win. You can't lose this, like, especially with those levels. Maybe if the levels were lower, but you can't lose this push. There's nothing in this guy's deck that can actually stop this. If the lava doesn't stop it, then there's nothing that he can do. So this is just the waiting for the inevitable. Like the car crash that you can't walk away, yeah. The Brad guy just posted the deleted comments. You shouldn't really do that. That's how you get kicked out of a Facebook group. Deleted comments are deleted for a reason. Whether I did it or the admin did it, I have no idea. But it's just bad form. All right, let's do... He messaged me too. It's just like, fucking get over it, dude. Who cares? It is a game. Let's do Namblos. Because Namblos games are always pretty exciting. Because I don't usually have a huge level advantage. Every once in a while, I'll have a pretty good level deck. But, I mean, the level 4 epic can be an advantage. It just kind of depends on who you match up with. But matchups are about the same, 75, 76. So I feel pretty safe that it'll be a pretty decent battle. At least far as level-wise. You know, we get to actually try our chops out. Human Kite, I think this week was way better. The amount of, I mean, even a low-level Human Kite could do work, and a kite supporting any leveled push, you know, could make that push act as if it was way more leveled. Because I mean, look at how many hits you can take from that. Like, it's ridiculous. If you have lava out there to put lava after the fact, and then that's lowering the DPS so much of the enemy. Got to put the rats up to try to protect the mecha, because mecha's only level 2, so he doesn't have much health to be able to survive. The rats kind of waste the mecha charge, which is nice. I don't really want to use... That's too bad. I wanted to protect the Super Craig. I thought he'd survive one more hit from the mecha. That's a little bit unfortunate. And here it sucks. I can't actually use... I couldn't have used his ability, but he gets hit by the new kid and the lava. So when I mind controlled him, he started getting hit by the lava and it killed him really quick, which is pretty hilarious. Hey, dude. I just have fun. I'm just talking shit. It's just for funsies, man. Beep, 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 beep. But I don't appreciate you trying to bait me right now, so you take 5 minutes, and you want to be here, be here. Don't be a fucking idiot, man. See that kite? Look at that. That's beautiful. Almost completely stops the lava, but the problem is it's only level 3, so it doesn't last as long. But wait, does that upgrade with the level? I actually don't know that. That seemed really short in comparison to mine, so maybe it does go up with the level. I always thought it was just the health that went up, but I could be wrong. But I mean, there's only 3 cards in the deck that can deal with the enemy kite, right? Mecha, Kite, and Warboy. So Mecha is kind of, I wouldn't say Mecha is situational. Mecha is a pretty good counter to the kite if you can get the mecha on the kite, but you want to be careful that you don't mind control the kite, push the kite backwards, and then have the kite end up being behind the troops and you not being able to touch him. And a almost dead kite is almost as good as a full health kite, right? That was a really good mind control on the cyborg, and if my mecha would have hit the cyborg and killed the cyborg, I don't think he still had the time, but that would have been pretty crazy. Gonna get COVID. LOL. Different brother. Wrong brother. Yeah, guys, my brother has COVID. It's crazy. He feels fine though. He said he was sick a couple days and he stayed home, and then he felt fine, and then they're like, oh yeah, you got COVID. So who fucking knows? Fake news. It's not even real. Now I can't say, do you even know anyone who has it? His wife's a nurse though, so I mean, kind of makes sense. So this is a scary push by him. He's got the push. Now all he needs to do is put the kite behind it, and I'm in trouble, right? Now whether he doesn't have the kite yet or what's going on, I don't quite know. But the Warboy here is going to really help. I like using the Warboy when 6 Element Randy is in the animation, because it speeds up the animation and gets it happening faster. So I want to wait for the freeze and then freeze after the freeze, so that we kind of, you don't want to freeze while you're shielded, right? Like that's a waste of the freeze. So we had to play this really well, and fortunately for us, unfortunately for him, the targeting really went in our favor there. The robots really saved us a lot. Now we got to get that BHK. If this guy was running kite instead of BHK, I really think he could have beat me, because the push that he had at the beginning there was very, very, very strong. And he kind of had me beat because I didn't have my mecha out yet, and he had the push a little bit further along, and my lava couldn't have stopped him. So I think kite was the better choice this week. Now, don't get me wrong, BHK you could have some sick decks with the BHK, but BHK is really quick. He can get in front of the push a little bit quicker, and so he can kind of render himself useless a little faster than kite does, because even kite with nobody can use his ability and slow down in place for a little bit, you know, enough to get somebody to go in front of him. So kite has a little bit more playability in that sense. BHK, once he doesn't have someone to shoot, he's fucking going like Cupid to New Kid. Lava was good for rats, for defense. If you got lava on the 6-element Satan push against your push, you were pretty good. Like if you got him in this area with the lava, that slow is going to make them pretty much worthless. God forbid they try to get a robot or a Santa ability off. When you're doing an ability animation while you're slow, that's just... It limits your DPS and your it's such a bad move to do an ability when you're slow, when the alternative is punching people in the head with 6-element Randy 200-300 a pop. It's not always the best choice to use your abilities when you have them. Like me right now, I'm not using that robot, because that plus fucking 200 attack or whatever level 3 has is much more important than getting a robot that's gonna push 6-element Randy further away from New Kid, you know? Hey, Super Scout. Name blows number 3. All right, so Super Craig was a pretty good start this week. Program Stand's not a terrible start. Now the Garrison was probably a good pick this week if you could have got him leveled, but not too many people have him leveled. So at a lower deck, the level 2, you know, could work very well. But his problem is just that at level 2, 3, 4, he's got such a small amount of health. Now look what this lava does to him. Like, that's base lava, and it's basically dealing with them. Plus New Kid, I probably didn't even have to play Program Stan, honestly. But I knew that one hit would kill him. I wouldn't even take damage, so. On that lava, his attack is so slow. Now this is a bad start by him, in my opinion, because now his kite's gonna be naked out front. So I'm not really sure what he was doing here, but you'll see he could use his ability right here and put something in front and maybe help, but see how the kite's just gonna get forward. See, he does do that, so he gets a little bit behind, and he does start hitting. So he does use it well there, but see, now the kite goes forward. He fucked himself there. Like, he just got his kite attacked. Did I take the kite? Nice. He got his kite attacked because he transferred it. Like, he mind controlled it. But actually, I guess my kite actually started hitting the Santa, not the kite, so... What the fuck? Kite is on the back... Whoa, did you guys see that? Look at Kite. Look at Kite. Kite is behind Santa. And then I mind control him. And use the ability. And then all of a sudden he's in front of Santa now. I guess Santa did walk a little bit up, didn't he? Just a little bit up. That was interesting. The mind control, I probably wanted the mind control on the Santa there, honestly, but I'm not sure. Getting the kite was actually pretty good. Forced the mind control. He didn't get my Santa mind controlled, so ended up working all right. I can't remember if I win this or not. I don't remember. My kite has just been fucking brutalizing these guys, though. Get him on to the kite to protect. The rats are gonna deal with the cyborg, so the cyborg was a terrible play there. That's just gonna get the rat if he got it off, so not a big threat there. So that guy just didn't support his push well enough. At certain times he should have just quit and let my kite move forward, but he was trying so desperately to save his mecha and protect his mecha. I played Le Buckets this week. Kite is generated a lot better than BHK. Yeah, especially in Team Wars, you know? And BHK, if you can't get them leveled, like Kite at level 1 or 2, or I guess level 2 in Team Wars, does what it's supposed to, you know? But level 2 BHK, it's like +2 attack or something like that. It's just not, it's not very useful. So even if you keep BHK alive for the entire game, you know, you wouldn't see more than like +60 or something like that. So I don't really think that I don't really think that BHK would work out. Sorry guys, I have to send a message quick. Beep 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 beep. Do, 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 do. Ah! Do 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 do. All right, what's next? That was number 2 on Namblos, or was that 3? I think that was 3. But I think, wait a second. Yeah, no, we got that one, and then this one would be the next one. Did we get this one? What the hell? That's so weird. So it started playing 2 again after 1, but then I did 3. Okay, whatever. Namblu's next. Then we got yours, or not LaForest. Jammin, yours is coming up after these, and then Le Buckets. Le Buckets. You have to put it full screen. Oh no, not full screen. To put it, I have to put it in this weird position for it to be in the right. Oh, did that move? The hell? Oh, it got moved over slightly. Weird. So we put Garrison this week because obviously when we only have a couple choices, we're kind of limited. We did get him to level 5, but my Venturelock only has him level 4. He's sitting at like 10 out of 100. That was a nice mind control. And to grab my BHK like that is just brutal. But, and honestly, on this, I wanted Kite, but my team didn't pick Kite, so I'm not gonna take the blame on that one. But like I said, BHK is useful. He's, you know, there's not a whole lot of cards that can deal with range cards this week, so you could get value out of him. Super Scout just subscribed. Thanks for the subscription. Was that a gifted sub? Or was it a sub? I can't tell. On the screen, it pops up and it says that he subscribed, but then in the chat, it says a gift. All right, it is a gift. F Meister coming in with the gifted sub. Appreciate you. We got Super Scout. It just froze. Fuck. There we go. That was weird. That was a quick game. But yeah, the Pocahontas, not the Pocahontas, the President Garrison could do some great things. He could also do some terrible things. I don't know if it was this week or last week, but one time we had Garrison, or 2 weeks ago, and somebody played rats and gnomes into our Garrison. Was that this week? I can't remember. They played rats and gnomes into our Garrison, and he one-shot them both. Like, maybe the guy thought they wouldn't get killed in one shot, and President Garrison's second attack is so slow that maybe you could have eaten him up. That just doesn't seem like worth it to me. Like, you get the mind control, and then you give me it back? Like, if I get your mecha, like, what the fuck? What are you doing? What are you doing using your Santa to give me Garrison back and then use Garrison to kill? Like, what? It's just hilarious. Like, how do you even get to 5,000 playing like that? It just doesn't make sense. But I'm sure there's some people who have pretty decent decks and know how to play those decks. But then when you get to Team Wars and you throw Garrison at them, they have no fucking idea what to do. Especially at 5,000. So I guess I can't say much of it. Like at this level, sometimes all it takes is one leveled card and you can win off that, which is really pathetic. And it's why you can go from silver to gold eventually. If you're in any sort of competent team, you're going to end up in gold eventually. Nam Blues is going to be gold. Nam Blows is fucking gold. Like, it's inevitable that you'll end up. And even if you get third place, you're still gaining crowns. Even if you get fourth place and you score above, what, 2,500 points, you still go up in crowns. So even if you have kind of an off week, you're not going down, you're just going up slower. Just bad. $112. Nam Blues did take the win this week. That's 4 weeks in a row we've won. And the week before that we got second, I think. So we'll just keep going up and up and up. I had an epic Santa mecha combo going, and the guy I was playing got so pissed off. Dude, you could do some hilarious things. I saw one person get like, it had to have been 5 vacuums on the field. Just vacuum Santa. It was what I said that could have done earlier. Vacuum Santa, or vacuum Santa, vacuum mecha Santa, vacuum Santa, vacuum. Just fucking hilarious. And you just can't stop that. Like, maybe if there was a Satan this week and you could just drop the Satan and clear that, but like, there's nothing in this deck that could deal with level 5 6 element Randy things coming at you. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yo, Transcended, I think I accidentally blocked you when I was clicking over, or not blocked you, timed you out. When I was clicking over to my chat, there's these little icons next to everybody's name. And when I click them, when I click in to focus the window, I think I banned Capium that time, one time. I'll see if I can unban you quick. Otherwise, it's only 10 minutes. You'll be back. Is it just untime out? There you go. That should get you back. My bad, bro. Beep, beep, beep. Do 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 do. That's so weird that it actually changes the in OBS. So this is the screen how I normally have it, and then this is when I put it full screen. But in OBS, usually if you're tracking a window, it will stay where you keep it no matter what the window is. But for some reason with VLC, when you're pulling the actual video output, it will actually adjust, which is really frustrating because I have to have it in a specific way, and it's not full screen and it's not half screen. It's like this weird partially full screen. It's full screen, but I can still see the top and bottom movement bars. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. So here I think that might still be his. Ooh, nice, it did get to me. Just barely. And he mind controlled my garrison. Now we're just defending. When it comes to this account, like it's so hard to get the 3 bars that I'm just trying to get the win most of the time and keep the win, because it's so easy to if I have Santa garrison out there and they die, the rest of my deck aside from the rat swarm is base level, right? So if he gets a good push coming at me, I could lose the 2 bars in 30 seconds real quick. So I gotta be careful with that one. All right, now we got Le Buckets. Sergio Solasm? Like an orgasm? Do do. Do. Bam, 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 bam. So the Le Bucket's coming with that Mysterion that we got level 3 right before Team Wars. It was crazy. Right before it. So we would have been stuck with a level 2, which, don't get me wrong, it wouldn't have been too much different between 2 and... But I mean, it would have been max 3, right? Because we did have it upgraded to 4, so I guess that is a pretty big stat difference. The difference between base 2 and max 3, or max 2 and base 3, probably not that much. The mind control going on the Mysterion actually is kind of nice. So he gets the freeze on me, but then he mind controls after the freeze. So that's a poor use of his crowd control there. He could have frozen, done the damage, and then mind controlled right after the freeze, or vice versa, done him. But you probably want to do the freeze first. It's a little bit more time sensitive. And now the Kite and the Warboy combination, devastating the competition. He's not happy with me. I wanted that just so that Mecha would hit the new kid and guarantee that last bar for that 114. And mind control itself, like you don't make that mind control 1 minute into the game. Mind controlling Sixth Element Randy usually doesn't work out unless it will kill him. Like if you mind control Sixth Element and there's enough people around him where he will die and do some damage before he dies, that's a good play. But if you mind control a card and it just comes back to your enemy's control after that's over, then you just wasted that energy. Unless you somehow got 4 energies worth in that time frame, which I just not happening. Even if you get the even if you get the robot, like that's not that much. He just gets the robot will inevitably be right by Sixth Element Randy, and will inevitably get 2-shotted by it or 3-shotted, whatever it takes to kill it. What themes do you main? I'm new here and I don't know anything. The main themes that I run, I wouldn't really say that I have a main theme. I kind of switch around my decks a lot. Probably the most fun I have is sci-fi adventure. I've been playing that since day one. My first deck was a chip deck with Marine Craig that I ran. And I built a nice chip deck with Mystic Adventure too. I'd probably say Adventure is my favorite deck, no matter what it's paired with. But then I usually run Mystic Sci-Fi, Mystic, Adventure Sci-Fi, Adventure Mystic. But I do have a good kind of meta fantasy superhero deck, really cheap one that works pretty well. Boo, we want jamming. You kind of want to play Fractured But Whole after sort of watching you play it. Try not to watch most of it. Yeah, both of the games are fun. Yeah, it changes. The first one is like Paper Mario style, where you have like one person, and then the second one is more of a team grid-based tactical, which I like the second one better. I think it lets the battles be a little bit harder. It lets the battles be harder because it's just, you can be more tactical. When there's only 2 of you, you can only have them do so much damage because eventually you'll die. But if you have a full board, you could have one attack that really fucks you up, and part of the game is avoiding that attack. Whereas in the other game, you know, you can't really avoid the attacks necessarily. To a certain extent, in some ways you could, but I can't remember if the first one had like a Paper Mario-esque. So that was a mistake there, using them both like that. Should have timed them better and done them differently, but doesn't end up hurting me too much. Now this is just to try to get on the mecha, which we do get, which was really nice. If it would have hit on the program, wouldn't have been too bad, but he does get the Santa back, but that guy is dying quickly. Valdez, see, I recognize this name. And he emoted at the beginning like he recognized me. I don't know who this is. Turn-based like Final Fantasy, yeah. Yeah, but you only had 2 people, you know? Yeah, it is very funny. There's some funny scenes. I think my favorite scene of any of those games is, no spoilers, but there's a scene where there's a guy locked in a room and it's completely black and you don't know what's happening, and he starts describing what's happening. It's like he contracts a virus or something like that, and it starts describing what's happening. And he's like, oh my god, this is happening. Oh my god, this is happening. It like just starts describing just the craziest set of events. And then when the lights finally get turned on, you see the room and you can see like everything that he said happened, and you can kind of see the remnants of what made it happen. It's just hilarious. Oh no. Where'd my phone go? Oh, we went right into that one. Didn't even mean to, but yeah, that's the next game. So we got Mind Control Madness coming next. We got Street Jammin' T. What about fighting on the bed your parents are having sex in the first game? Oh yeah, that's true. That one's really funny. And you have to avoid the balls. Oh man, that's great stuff. That was really good. Tabletop style turn-based is, I think, what they called Fractured Butthole. Tabletop style turn-based. I guess, yeah, I could see that being what it's called. All right, let's do the Mind Control Madness from Jammin' T. The Street Mobsters, Original Daddy, who sounds familiar. No cards yet. I would have slammed the Mysterion. I don't know what you're doing there. You get him in your hand first, drop him, man. Even level 2, the if he mind controls him, you're in good. You're in good shape. Cause he just wasted the Mysterion, kind of. Oh, we got Jam. We got your voice jamming. We gotta get rid of it. Or we get the 6th element, level 4 coming at us. Oh no, the not the Mysterion, the Cyborg, which you really don't expect to see this week. It's such a bad play. But is he gonna get the? Oh, the mind control doesn't make it happen, unfortunately. But he does do pretty good damage to the mecha. Oh no, the 6th element getting killed. Oh geez, you gotta try to protect the BHK. BHK not getting any heals. The blast doesn't even kill anybody. Oh no, mind controlled on the Super Craig. Oh no, the Warboy coming out on the Super Craig. No, he's probably gonna have to give that one up. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, and the Captain Diabetes comes back. The Hail Mary 6th element play. Oh man, right into the Warboy, which is bad. BHK is attacking New Kid, which actually kind of helped you out, but now the 6th element gets smacked. Oh man, what is gonna happen here? The Warboy tweak comes out and protects. Oh man, the monkey brutalizing. Oh, the 2 kits on New Kid. Oh, deals with the rats though. Deals with all of them. I don't know why I thought it only hit 3 people, but it's 4, isn't it? 4-ass monkey. Makes sense. It makes sense. 3.5 seconds. Oh man, this is gonna be real interesting. It's called Mind Control Mayhem, so we know something's gonna happen here. Program stand coming. Oh. Oh. Nice. Mind control back to get the mind control and to kill him and to freeze him. Oh, frozen right on it. Right on the Warboy. The freeze on the program too. Oh, if the BHK gets the hits off. Oh, man. Oh, I think that was a little early on the Super Craig. You could have played him a little back and he wouldn't have taken damage. The BHK, though, might get enough damage. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. The rats. Oh, shit. The Forest Monkey's the choice here. Hopefully save him. Oh, that one rat almost got through and it would have been healed. Oh, it almost got through. The BHK versus the BHK. 10 seconds. Oh, man. Is this going to be a tie or is he going to pull some out? I feel like a mind control coming on the Cyborg might get the game. You don't have another choice. Oh! Oh! Oh, you should have just mind controlled the Cyborg. Oh, the BHK versus... Oh, shit. This can't possibly work out. If Mecha would have like switched targets. Oh, that might save him, but it's not gonna end up working out for him in the long run. Oh no, the Mecha gonna get on the New Kid. Frozen, still, oh god, still sped up from the Warboy. And then our Warboy, your Warboy goes and gets the rats, freeze him so the one rat can get through. Warboy gonna come in. Oh my lord. Warboy tweak 1 damage. What if your Warboy wouldn't have killed him? What if your Warboy would have left him with 1 damage? And those rats would have been coming at your face. Oh my lord. Woo. Nice. 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 That was crazy, dude. That guy. Oh man. That guy. I got anxiety watching. Dude, no shit, Transcendent. You should have sent me a Xanax with that one, Jammin. I got a little bit of a tightness in my chest. Oh, good stuff, though. Good stuff. Thanks for sending me that one, Jammin. Or, I mean, highlighting it so I could pull it. You know how it is. That was awesome, though. And we're already an hour and a half in. This one's gonna be long. I didn't cyborg because I didn't have the mana yet. Yeah, you could have done it before he died. No, you know what? He did one shot him though. So you're right. You're right. It was level 2. If it was level 4, you would have been in trouble. All right, let's roll back to the update. And we got the deck choices lined up for you guys. This week, interesting, we already have the new Dougie in there, which is kind of a bullshit move for him. Like, not only do they put Dougie in here, not only do they do that, but they also make the offers so that they made the offers so that you couldn't even get him leveled up very high if you wanted, because it was all like, oh, have a better chance at this card, and you get like the 750 pack and you get 2 of them. And sure, you could get it 25 times, but that's netting you like maybe 60 of them. Maybe. Like you'd have to get lucky to get 60 of them. That's not even level 5, anywhere near level 5. And then all the other packs weren't any better. You could get 2 for like a guaranteed 10, but you can only buy like $2 for guaranteed 10, but you can only buy like 2 of them, I think, or 3 of them. So it's a little frustrating as a top team player, because there's just no way we can pick that. Even if we all put all the money in that we had and bought every single pack, we still couldn't have played that card. So it basically forces everybody in the whole game, except for some really low teams that could play him at base, stuff like that. They could run. I think in Nam Blues we should run Dougie, because Dougie's awesome right now, and that lava is really, really good, even base level, or level 3, I guess it would be. But you got to roll the Dougie, mostly just because there's only one removal really, and in the Unholy or the Lightning. And if you can get the Unholy on the barrel Dougie because you caught him off guard, your Maxi's safe, your Ninju is going to be safe, your Mintberry Crunch, whatever you might put out. So it's unfortunate that you don't really get the choice of Dougies this week, unless you're at a low team. So you'll see a lot of barrel Dougies this week. So a lot of, I think any week there's a Dougie, there's going to be people who normally don't lose that could lose, because you never know what happens with the Dougie. You know, you think you got the game in hand, and then, oh, a Dougie sneaks past you. And especially with Team Wars, like, maybe you do it right and you get the one hit off, but your new kid doesn't get enough damage. Like maybe you hit him once with Choir Boy or something. Your new kid doesn't get enough damage, and he still gets that one hit off, you know. We got Choir Boy and Deckhand. Nam Blues is probably going to go Deckhand just for the extra card to upgrade, but this is a multi-themed deck, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed that. But the it's always about caps when it comes to these slots, because the Deckhand isn't bad. If you can get the heal on Maxi to proc the heal again, I mean, that's really hard, but that could be really good. Pigeon's better this week. Yeah, Pigeons are pretty good. We'll talk about that too, because there's not a whole lot of options. But I mean, the Wonder Tweak deals with the Pigeons, you know, so maybe people will run Wonder Tweak instead of Jesus, just because Jesus kind of sucks. But Choir Boy is probably the choice here. That 2 cost at a epic assassin, he can really brutalize that level 14 new kid. So all it takes is one hit and he can change the game. So I think Choir Boy is a good choice this week. Maxi versus Murph. Murph, if you can level him, if you want to level him, even like 1 level lower than normal might be okay. Maxi might just eat Unholy Combustion, and if you don't really have another Unholy Combustion target, so although they lose that 1 energy, it doesn't really, Kitty, come here. Although they lose that 1 energy, it doesn't really, I don't think it's good for them, you know? That's the only choice they have, is to Unholy Combust out. Like, what else are you gonna Unholy Combust? The Buccaneer Bebe? But at the same time, if you don't run the Maxi, I think Maxi is probably the choice, because if you get a Ninju on a Maxi push and they can't remove the Maxi right away, you lead with Maxi, If they unholy combustion it, they unholy combustion it. If they do, you're at the advantage because they have to play into you because you can wait for 6 energy. They have to wait for 5, so they play sooner. But Murph can really do work against a level 14 new kid. If he gets onto new kid, even with his lower damage, it can be really useful. And his stun could be useful against cards like programs or Tool Shed. You know, he could technically stun the Dougie. So interesting. But I think probably Maxi's the choice on you know, you don't really want to play him on defense because you don't want to get him removed on defense. But you could lead with him, maybe play him behind a push that you already have level up. I don't know. That's an interesting choice. All right, we got the Bird and the Imp. Both of them pretty situational. Let's look at the range cards that we have. Inuit for the Bird. Aerostorm for the Bird. Mintberry Crunch kind of for the Bird. There's Buccaneer who kind of deals with the Bird. Buccaneer plus the Medusa would deal with the Bird. For Adventure Lock? Yeah, we have an Adventure Lock team. There's like 30 of us on it. I think I might... this is tough, because I really think Thunderbird's a good card against a level 14 new kid, even low. Play Maxi, then Pigeons. Yeah, that's true. You can still get it, but yeah, you could miss it. I think Imp might be the good play here, because like they play Maxi, you put Imp in the corner, then you deal with Maxi on your own terms. But I think the Thunderbird could do good work. The Thunderbird could be really devastating too, so Thunderbird with the Pigeons too. You can unholy the Pigeons, or I think the Thunderbird's too much of a risk with the Inuit. You know, you play the Inuit underneath them, like that dies. So I think Imp's the choice. You could get Imp. Unholy's the choice here to deal with the Maxi that gets ninjued. I would try like wait for the ninju and then get him, then get the Maxi. Mysterion versus Inuit. You know, Mysterion's so strong in Team Wars because of so strong in Team Wars just because of that low level new kid, and one stray assassin, you know, can win. You've seen Hermes getting away can win a match. But Inuit is just really useful. Inuit stops the Thunderbird. Inuit could stop the Maxi that's ninjued. Inuit could stop the Manbear Crunch. You know, Inuit could stop a lot of things. So I think Inuit's important here. Bebe versus Terrence. And you gotta go Bebe because Pigeons are an option. And if you go up against the one guy that's trying to Maxi Pigeon you, and you just play Bebe, and all of a sudden your Bebe's got plus 50 attack, and she's hitting Maxi in the face, might work out. I mean, Terrence deals with the Pigeons, but I don't think Terrence is really very useful. I mean, you could play Wonder Tweak and the Terrence together. That's pretty funny. Wonder Tweak them together, then Terrence. Pretty good. Or Terrence plus the Lava. It pegs. I could see that being useful too. Yeah, I think the Lava... All right. Lava versus Aerostorm. I really kind of changed my opinion of Lava after after that last Team Wars, I think it's really useful, but it's really only useful in certain situations. It was really good last week because there were targets for it. The rats, you know, lava doesn't stop the pigeons. The rats, the targets on the big pushes with the like the 6 element Randy plus the Santa, if you got the lava on that, it was pretty good. But this week, I mean, Maxie's gonna heal through the damage, so the damage won't mean anything. It's mostly for the slow, but the damage can add up. But with Murph being able to just run through it potentially, and like I said, Maxie protecting, the slow is really all you'd get, and I don't really see anything. I mean, there's 3 flying units this time, right? Like, I don't really see 4 flying units technically. I don't really see anything that would benefit from the lava. So I think the Aerostorm's a good choice. Anytime they play the pigeons, you can run the Aerostorm and you get value. Oh. But yeah, Aerostorm, always gonna be value. Like, Inuit value, kill the Inuit. Dougie value, kill the Dougie. Terrence Mephisto value, Manbear Crunch value, all the flying cards. Maybe kill the Imp before it takes you down. The Thunderbird before it takes you down. I think, hey, what's up, Gorbitron? I think the Aerostorm is definitely the choice here. I just don't see anything lava could stop. I would go Super Craig all day, every day. I don't see Pigeon. I mean, the Pigeon Maxi thing is something fun you do on ladder, not something you do in Team Wars. The potential for that to backfire is too big. All you gotta do is play Pigeons wrong and Bebe gets buffed. You're forced to play Unholy Combustion on Bebe, and then they ninja their Maxi and you probably lose that push. So not a good play. Playing the Pigeons just gives your team a chance to play wrong. Jesus versus Wonder Tweak. I really don't like Jesus at all. He's epic. You have to use the caps to upgrade him or else he's worthless. The heal isn't worthwhile. It's not even enough to help Maxi get the half again. I don't think Jesus can help, but the Wonder Tweak could pull people in. If you're gonna run Mintberry Crunch, you could do the damage. You could pull people in, and Super Craig could do the damage. Pull people in for the Unholy Combustion AOE, even, who knows? Pull people in for the I guess Aerostorm. You don't really pull them in for the fucking Thunderbird. Pull them in for the Terrence and Phillip hits. You know, pull them in. There's a lot of different options. So, and I mean, it hits the pigeons too, right? So I think it would kill the pigeons. Kind of, it would depend on the level, but should kill the pigeon. So yeah, should be pretty good. Jesus, I don't see it. Epic versus rare, that's enough right there. And an ability that I don't think changes based on the level, I'd have to look at Wonder Tweak. I don't know if, I assume the damage goes up, but I don't think the time goes up. It's 5 seconds always. Mintberry Crunch versus Ninju. I think Ninju's the choice. If you get the Ninju on a push of just Maxi and 1 range card. I mean, if you wanted to really go hard on that and you get the Terrence Mephisto with the Ninju, that's game winning right there for sure. You could be hitting New Kid while you're hitting a tank or something in front of him. But even Buccaneer Bebe with the Ninju boost starts one-shotting people and starts getting stacked up and up to the point where she could take all 3 bars with 1 hit. So I think the upside of Buccaneer Bebe kind of circumvents the upside of Terrence Mephisto. Jesus to heal the Bebe after she took a few hits. I mean, yeah, Jesus counteracts the Aerostorm for sure. Yeah. Does sort of counteract the lava if he dies on it and comes back, But I mean, just the chance that nothing happens when you put out Jesus, like you need to get value no matter what. And if you play Wonder Tweak, you're probably going to at least get value out of pulling something. Like your main thing when you play Wonder Tweak is hopefully going to be just pull someone out of the way. And that's beautiful against the Murph. If you have a Murph coming at you, you pull him away from New Kid and it'll prevent him from getting locked onto that New Kid and give you a chance to do a little bit more damage. So that could be pretty useful too. And it probably pulls in the Thunderbird too, so if you need to keep Thunderbird away from your New Kid. But yeah, in this case, for the Ninju and the Mintberry Crunch, is Murph light enough for the pull? Yeah, everybody gets pulled. Even Mintberry Crunch, or even Manbear Pig gets pulled. It's just harder. It's harder to get it on Manbear Pig's body because it has to be, the circle has to be center mass or else it doesn't get pulled. If you hit them just in the corner, it doesn't pull in enough, or it won't pull in, they'll just sit there. But I think Ninju's the choice. Like I said, if you just get one range plus Maxi, you're probably gonna win as long as they can't just unholy your Maxi. But if you have a push that can't be unholied because you know you already used the holy or what, you know, Ninju on the Super Craig can be devastating. Ninju on a Mysterion that just spawned could be just devastating because you get that one extra for free basically. Ninju on the Bebe, Ninju on the Tweak. Tweak's got hella good attack, man. His attack is great. Doesn't get hit by New Kid. You win games with his attack, so. And even the, you know, Ninju on Toolshed. I think Toolshed's the choice here. I literally don't think there's a fucking charge in the game, is there? No? Murph. It's Murph. Murph is the only charge in the game. Yeah, it looks like, or and Manbear Crunch, but you can't hit Manbear Crunch with the Hercules, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, only the Hercules could only affect the Murph. What the fuck? Why? What? What a dumb card choice. You're running multiple themes and you can't throw a DKC in there for us or something? Like, come on. Level 21 New Kid. What elo should you be around? Level 21 New Kid. You could probably be around 700 or 7,000 pretty easily. Pretty easily. My new kids are 22, 23, and they're like 75. Or sorry, 21, 22, and they're 75-ish. I mean, the Adventure Lock obviously is inflated a bit. I could get him to 8, so you can't really use that as a judge. But Namblos, free to play. I mean, level 21, you Cloud Chucker is right. You could probably get to 8K. Too bad that's the only card in its class I have. So yeah, this week Toolshed's the choice. I don't really think there's any bones about it. Toolshed's the choice. As far as strategy goes, this week you're really going to try to build that Ninju push. If you go Mintberry Crunch, you're just going to try to keep him alive while you're blasting their energy out of the sky. Everything out there pretty much dies to you, but the problem is that with Mintberry Crunch, all you got to do is play the Inuit at the right time, and it's going to steal it and kill him. So I don't think Mintberry Crunch is the good choice because it'd be so easy to deal with him. If you don't have him leveled, the Aerostorm could deal with him mostly. He does get hit by New Kid, so the Aerostorm deals and then New Kid hits him. Depends on your Manbear Crunch level, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But this should be a fun week. The weeks where it's multiple themes are always fun because you really get to see who's good. Like who's good regardless of the deck. You know, who can play a weird unorthodox deck, who can play something that you're just not used to playing. Granted, if you have your levels high, that you know, the strategy doesn't really matter too much, but most of the time, you know, if you don't play at least somewhat correctly, you could lose to anybody in Team Wars. So we've seen that countless weeks where somebody who doesn't normally lose plays an off match and takes a loss to someone they shouldn't have because whether they weren't paying much attention, they don't give a shit anymore, maybe they got distracted, maybe who knows what happened. But very easy to lose when your New Kid's level 14 and you have like a rat that gets through and kills your New Kid or something. Oops. But we are gonna continue the stream and look at the dev update, which should, okay, I was thinking that was gonna happen. It pulls the wrong one sometimes. That was the chart for the giveaway, to pick the right one. Google developer update right here. We got this. I probably honestly won't go through the comments this time. Just simply because, why is it doing that? Oh, I hate it when you do this, bro. It changed the filter. So now the dev update is, oh, there we go, finally. Okay, got it. We got it. All right, so this week, it is 420, so happy 420 to all you Tally boys out there. Gotta pull this over here. Appreciate y'all hanging out, by the way. We'll do the giveaway after this. But we do got a Tally event going on starting tomorrow. I mean, I guess one starting today, but one also starting tomorrow. It's cool to see events all week again, but I'm really wondering if they're going to, the comments are all about nerfing rewards, or maybe we'll skim. If they're gonna continue the events like this, where it's all day, every day. If it does, I can understand them changing the rewards, I guess. I mean, if you look at the total, if you do every event and you compare it to the total that you get just from the old Team Wars events, I'd be curious to see how that ended up rolling out. But I guess, and then include the Tuesday event in there too, right? Because that was always there. I'd be curious to see if you get less overall or if you get more overall. Obviously, the people at the way top get way less because the rewards don't go up with your tier anymore. So whether I'm level 1 or level 25, you know, rank 1000 or rank 8500, I get 20 cash at the end of the event, or 25 cash at the end of the event, or whatever. So Transcendent, I agree, they do suck. It's not worth finishing the events unless you, so I just play casually like I normally do, and however far I get, that's how far I get. And in certain aspects, I'm rewarded for playing that way because I can get an epic from the earlier packs now, when before the only useful pack was the last one, right? So I don't think it's better, but in a certain aspect, like if you were someone who couldn't play on the weekend enough to get the event rewards, and you couldn't finish it, and you couldn't get that last pack, you can't play enough to get that last pack to get the actual chance at an epic or whatever, or to get the cash or whatever that is, because nothing mattered until you get to the second to last pack. 1 through 6 or whatever it was, 8, whatever, they didn't matter. They didn't matter at all. They were terrible, they were low mats, you know, maybe you got decent coins and PvP tickets out of them, but so I kind of like that it's spread out where you could get an epic in every pack. But at the same time, it does feel less rewarding, right? When I finish it, I should feel rewarded. Not, oh, I could have just stopped at 2 packs and been fine. It should be like, hey, you got to the last one, this is what you get, and then you get the reward. Because just like locker limit, you should get a locker limit pack. You should get a pack that's maybe like a PvP pack, where you get your locker limit and you get that pack. And that'll keep your people playing to locker limit. How many people used to play to locker limit and don't play anywhere near locker limit anymore because the matchmaking's rougher? They've gotten up enough where they're starting to win 50-50 of their games, which if you're at the right place, technically speaking, you should be winning 50-50. Most of us don't win 50-50. Most of us win probably 80-20. Honestly, when we're like really playing, and then it's the games you don't play, you just leave. So like it doesn't really bother you. It's like if I go up against someone and I know I'm gonna lose on my alt account or something, I don't waste the time. I just bail. If I'm streaming, I'll try to play it out. But like if I'm just playing, which is how most people play, I'm not gonna And coins are scarce. Yeah, coins are one thing that if you're not playing challenge mode, you're not getting coins. And if you're not D-ranking, you're probably not playing challenge mode because it's such a slog. And even then, you can't grind out 20k coins like you used to in challenge mode because it's just so much longer to get everything. So yeah, I feel you guys. It's tough. And if if my account wasn't so stacked in rewards and stuff, I mean, I feel it on my free to play account, and even on my Adventure Lock account, I don't have coins. Where does my Adventure Lock account get coins? I can't do challenge. The only coins I get are from PvP packs, which are like what, 20 a piece or something? Like, yeah, it's frustrating. There needs to be more ways to get coins, I think, in my head. But I mean, you can buy coins, I guess. So could be wrong. But Tally neutral token event on Monday, and then Tuesday there's the mission event, where I do like the mission events. They are very nice, very casual, very fun, very simple. You don't have to change your deck, so it doesn't affect your... I mean, you could have to change your deck slightly, I guess, but it doesn't affect your rank typically. So that's really good. And on Thursday, we have a token collection event for 48 hours. So just event rewards, or just rewards. So I mean, that's where all the coins should be. In the things that are meant for upgrading, which are just like the materials, there should be hella coins in there because that's what you need to upgrade, right? That should make sense. And this week for the cards, we got President Towley. I mean, obviously it's just a lot of neutral stuff. Getting Hanky boosted for some people will be nice. Terrence and Phillip. Should be levels for everybody. Towley, the towel. He'll be boosted pretty well. Bar Brady, not super useful. Osimo could be pretty good if you boost him. Choir Boy getting the boost. Maxi getting a boost, not bad. Stan the Great, General Disarray. I mean, if you're trying to run fantasy sci-fi, you're going to be kind of shit out of luck. But you could run I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because you can run neutral cards, right? So it doesn't matter what deck you run. But, if you have Santa or Satan upgraded, you could get the Hanky, Santa and stuff, upgrades Towley. So you could... President Garrison being boosted is always fun for the weekend. And Mary McDaniel's boosted to 6. I was playing her 5 on the Adventure Lock, and I was getting pretty good use out of her. She's actually pretty interesting. RL should gather data about the 12 least played cards and make an event about them. Oh, that'd be interesting. Like the underplayed challenge mode. That'd be cool. That's a cool, like, if you're doing a team war, not team wars, if you're doing a, weird. Hold on. If you're doing a friendly fight challenge kind of thing, like a tournament, you could set a rule where it's like, okay, that was weird. Okay, where you set the rules before the tournament or whatever, and you could say this is the list underplayed. Pokemon Showdown has that, where you play an overplay, you play overpowered decks, you can play underplayed decks, you can play certain decks, based on certain tiers or whatever. Maybe he is in Japan. There's tomorrow already. I mean, that's true. My first one yesterday, and that was that Towley one yesterday. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It could be yesterday. Wait, it was today. Tally, I mean, it is 420, so everybody's memory today should be pretty shot. But that goes for that. So update 4.6 is now in testing phases. We're hoping to put it out next week. 4.6.2, so it's a low version, so probably just bug fixes. Assuming they pass testing, the following things should be fixed: broken achievements, card request fails, Thunderbird fails damage on New Kid, which is a pretty big problem, and then Robo Bebe doesn't speed up, which I thought they had fixed already. If there's any changes or additions to the list, I'll update them. So that'll be good to see a couple of fixes. Any comments on the big reward reduction? He's commented on it a few times. It's a rightful thing to be mad about. I don't really have much to say about that. I can't like get mad at them or something. It's not a bad take. It's not a stupid thing to think. The rewards are lesser than they used to be in comparison to, like, if you compare just the events specifically, it seems like less. Now, like I said, I'd be interested to see a total all weekly reward, what you'd look at. I mean, if you look at the weekly rewards from month 6 in the game to now, it's ridiculous how much more shit we get every week, right? Even just the PvP packs. Like, you remember a time when PvP packs were so much less than they are. You got 2 rares maybe. Now you're getting 3 and 4 sometimes, 5 and 6 sometimes. So, I mean, the rewards that you get just from playing are better. You get double rewards from lockers. You get automatic points for your points, because you get 10 points for your win. So a long time ago, when everybody was complaining about the token events, I told you all that if they change this where you get guaranteed progress per win, they will increase the amount of points that you need. Guaranteed that will happen. If you change the event structure, they aren't just gonna give us more. They're gonna adjust it in some way, shape, or form to keep their economy as stable as they can get it, because that's important. If you don't think that's important, that's fine. You'd make a shitty game, but the game economy is important. What they're doing now with the new cards, you can't even buy it. Like when Mosquito came out and Dr. Timmy came out, you could have bought him to level 6 like immediately. You couldn't have gotten the new Dougie to level 6. It was borderline impossible on the initial drops. Now, will there be more this weekend? Will there be more next week? Maybe. Will it take 2 weeks to get it instead of the first day? Maybe. But with card boost events, you could use them sooner, and then it'll incentivize you to buy them on the next one. But, like, I don't know. I'd like to compare what a 6,000 new kid got before the change and what I given out now. Yeah, that's true. And the rewards they want, we quit the game or something. Yeah. Dodge, thanks for the sub. So does that mean you're through May? So that includes April and May? If I owe you 2 loot boxes? I'll give you 2, but appreciate it, man. Is it May next year? Same question, what's with the nerfed weekend events? I mean, yeah. Whales are gonna wail, the rest are left to struggle. No care for the rest of the community as per usual. I mean, this doesn't help whales. What? Whales benefit from what you get from playing the game just as much as other people do. Like, most of the people who get categorized as whales are whales plus dedicated players. I mean, there's definitely oh, that's fine, I don't care. There's definitely whales who don't play that much and just have a decent deck and only win because of their levels, but they're not high in the ranks. But there's definitely whales who not only are they putting money in, but they're putting time in, and that part of their game is affected just as much. So they have just as much reason to be upset as you do. Now, granted, anybody playing this game since day one probably doesn't feel the huge hit from the events, because there's a lot of their stuff that, you know, you get a PvP pack and you don't get anything that helps you. You get a whole event and you might not get a single card that helps you. So I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. As mentioned in a previous update, the weekly event schedule and rewards were changed up. The events are giving out more focused rewards, such as 15 copies or currency, blah, blah. We also noted that the event rewards will no longer scale to your PvP rank. That was the biggest issue. The result is an increase for new players, which is what they should really be focusing on, because they have to get new players to keep the game going. And that's what people don't really realize, that this really did help new people. And a decrease for those players at the top. And the people in the middle are kind of like, nah. I've heard the feedback on Discord and you pass it on to the team. As with any change, we'll need to get the data and the feedback. Yeah, they can't just go back immediately, you know, they're just not gonna do that. But I like the idea of the focused rewards, because it gives you the ability to know whether or not you want to take the time and play for that event. That's nice, because it's like, okay, is it worth it to me to play to get the 2 Pocahontas Randys? He's sitting at 98 out of 100. Yes, it's worth it for me. He's sitting 2 out of 100. No, I don't care about this event, right? So you're given more of the leniency to play when you want and how you want. Whereas if the rewards were so good that you can't not play, I wouldn't think that's fun. feeling obligated to play these events every day because they're just, the rewards are too good to pass up, that's not the game I want to play personally. So, I mean, it's to each their own. What about the increased requirements? We need 135 to complete the events. I mean, the card boost makes it easier to get points, and if it's a token event, you get 10 per win, so I guess it kind of makes sense that they put those up. And there is more total. And since they're spread out, like technically you could still get 100 points. You could still get 100 points and get maybe an epic, whereas before you get 100 points and you don't get an epic, so more chances at the epic technically. Premium loot box to dodge pegs will get you. Is this seriously a whole page? Like, why wouldn't you read and just upvote it instead of saying, yeah, I agree? What is that? Do you think that helps more? But they're not focused, they're reduced. I mean, they are focused. You can't say that they're not focused. They're specific cards. That's pretty focused. It's not random. That's focused. They are reduced. I mean, that's right. That's a massive reduction, particularly in coins. Yeah, I mean, the coins are really a problem. I mean, it is focused. This is ridiculous. Seems to me there's ample feedback, none of it positive. But that doesn't mean... That doesn't mean anything, though. Like, that's just the feedback you're seeing. So after reading 8 posts, or 16 posts, however many there are, they're all saying the same thing, but that isn't a representative of the entirety of the game. One, there's no new player on the fucking forums. There's just not. These people joined in 2019, 2018, every single one of them. So there's a huge, bigger than anything that we know as far as community goes. There's a huger group outside of these communities than there is inside of them. All of our discords combined are maybe thousands of people, like team discords and stuff. Plus you put the unofficial discords in, add a couple thousand in there. 5,000-6,000, who knows how many of those are. Then you add in the official one, which just hit 10,000. All in all, if you just count Discord, that's 20,000 people maybe. And that's like the top. Typically, you don't join the Discord unless you really care about the game, right? Then you look at Facebook, there's a group that's 6,000 people, there's a group that's like 12,000 people. That is not a representation of the whole of the people that play the game. Then you look at Reddit, and it's a whole different type of person that posts shit on Reddit about the game. So you can't really make assumptions of the game based on this sort of feedback, and that's why nobody does. Like in a game in a game studio environment, they're not picking through these and using these as law. They're using mostly their statistics in the game. You can tell a lot by just how often a card is played. Maybe there's just a card that just isn't leveled very high, you know, who knows, but and won't be played until it's more leveled, like something like General Disarray, where you won't see it in the stats until it starts to get leveled up, and then you'll start seeing it. And with all the card events and stuff like that, some weekends you have to just throw out the stats because it doesn't matter that Murph got played every single game or Garrison got played every game this weekend because it's skewed data. So you have to use the data in between card events. You have to use the data spread out all throughout the game, where the metas in the top are different than the bottom 1,000, which are different than the next 1,000. Like the decks you see are vastly different. So the people just aren't, like, I don't know, you can't say that's ample feedback. Ample isn't the word. This feedback, none of it being positive, I think is probably not true. There's just nobody who thinks it's positive is gonna go on to the forum and be like, hey man, this is great. Nobody's gonna do that. That's a problem with these. If you use just this, it's gonna be a negative reaction. Just like if you do a survey, you know, if you base all your opinions on an employee based on surveys, where it's a choice whether they do it or not, most likely people are gonna do the survey if they want to give that person a negative. If it was fine, you just won't even think about it. Like, fuck it, that guy did fine, I don't need to tell him that he did fine. You know, some people think like that. But if it's like, oh, a survey, yeah, fucking right I will, that guy was fucking mean to me, Like that's what people will do. So that's a literal fallacy in statistics. Is it's a what's the fucking word? Like survey bias, and one of that is just response bias. Like who is going to respond will be a bias sample. I don't care. Great way to push people away in the game's third year, or good way to get new people in that are getting better cards. We get shitty card choices for card events about 90% of the time. That's the idea. The idea is to get you to play cards that you don't have leveled. That's the idea. That's not something to be mad about. You should be happy that you get to play Garrison level 5 and have a little fun for a change. Come on. Come on. So the feedback of the player base is pretty clear now. I mean, no, like I said, it's not the player base. Not the whole player base. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm loving the new, better, more efficient, more entertaining, decreased rewards. That guy's funny. Red links your events rewards are worse than the episode freemium isn't free. I mean, Team Wars rewards, end of season rewards are better than they've ever been. I don't know, guys. Come on. End of season rewards, everybody could get them. That alone was a huge boost, where everybody can get the top rewards instead of just 25 people. Nobody thanks them for changing that. It feels like the dev team abandoned the actual development of this game. I mean, probably because they've been dealing with the bot for a while. That's probably soaking up a lot of their time. They're not focusing on the money-making aspect, I promise you that. If they were focusing on the money-making aspect, why would they make us such shitty fucking offers that makes 80% of the people on my team say, it's not worth it? You guys are fucking dumb. If you think that they're... all they care about is money, then they would have Blood Elf Bebe packs every Friday. They'd have fucking Som packs every week. They'd have Medusa, Ninju, Stewart packs. They'd have all these fucking packs. You know how much money they make when they put out a Legend 1000 offer? Do you know how many fucking people buy that pack? Ridiculous. Thank you. I used to D-rank for this very reason. What's the point in even getting a new card that comes out when you can't use that card for 1 to 2 years? I mean, unless you boost it with the event stuff, or you play it in challenge mode, or you get it to a decent level that you can use it in Team Wars. Ladder is not the only part of the game. How does rewards will no longer scale to PvP? This results in increase for new. Yeah, I agree. That's really stupid. Yep. I mean, he's not wrong there. 500 coins doesn't even get you one upgrade. I mean, 500 coins doesn't get you shit. When you're looking at upgrading a card that you have the upgrades for, it's like 15,000 for one level. Ladder's a joke. Team Wars is mostly a joke. Team Wars is great in silver if you're a really competitive silver team. The rewards right now are a joke. I will say though, the new cards have been good. Thunderbird, great card. Very tried and true concept in games like this. The new Dougie is very cool. I like it. Wonder Tweak, Super Craig, cool cards. So I like what they're doing with the cards. They're on the right track with the cards. They're giving us some unique abilities that are really useful, but nothing too strong and too powerful, at least not in the last few. Like Stewart's great. He's pretty fucking strong, and once we see people get him 4 and 5, we'll see him a lot more, but Stewart's pretty dealable, especially with Inuit out there now. Like, you just throw an Inuit out, gets blown up. Possible suggestion for Battle Pass improvement, add unlockable emotes. Yes, I agree, there should be some sort of extra emoting. You should give us like 50 options and then give us 8 slots. You know, give us 4 faces or however many faces there are, and then give us 4 text. So I could say sorry. I could say oops if I wanted to. I could say sorry. I could say, you could say nice try. You know, you could do a bunch of funny things like calculated when something random happens and you say calculated, like in Rocket League. I think that's pretty fun. You've been buying all 15 coins? Yeah. Give me the bar. You do an emote that just got 2 bars, like 2 bars and then 3 bars, and it's just like, give me 2 bars, I'll give you 3. I'd say that you should be able to make your own emotes, but we all know what would happen. There's a reason they don't let you do that. Nothing on the now microscopic gameplay. That's an issue. I mean, you do kind of get used to it. It is kind of annoying, but after looking at it for a while on my phone, I've kind of realized that it does technically look better as far as like looking, like the crispness of the models and everything is better. But yeah, having it be, it's one of the reasons I don't like Mana Strike. Having the, like if this is my phone, having only this part be the battle screen is just fucking ridiculous. Like, what's the point of me having this nice big screen if I don't even get to really benefit from it? Luckily, BlueStacks doesn't look any different, so that aspect ratio worked out, but I don't know, very strange. At least with microscopic mode, you can't see all the bugs. That's pretty funny. That's actually pretty funny. Now I understand why some people just sit there and let you win. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're trying to get lower so that their challenge modes are probably good. I mean, challenge mode is really the best way to get coins, right? That hasn't been nerfed. The challenge rewards haven't been changed in quite some time. So I think at one point they upgraded your chance of a legend, I think, but that's been quite a while, and even now it's lower. I think what they did is they gave you that same really, really low chance at a legend in more than just the final pack, because I've seen legends after that start to get pulled in like the 6th pack or the 5th pack, whichever one's a pack, or maybe it was 8 or something like that. So you see that a little bit earlier. But yeah, challenge mode, man. I mean, I've always said that it should be a challenge. I've always said that, and I never thought that it was true to its name ever. As far as challenge itself, you definitely could be good or bad at it. Like, I typically ran 12 wins when I played. Sometimes I went 2 losses, 1 loss. Sometimes I lost early, changed my deck, went 12-0, right? So it kind of depends on how much effort you're putting into it, because if you just go in with a deck that you're not thinking about very much, you're probably gonna lose. Usually what I did, I went in my first one with a deck that I thought was good, usually changed a couple things about it, you know? Got rid of, what a save, exactly, Hound. Nice save. God, I forgot what I was saying. Fuck. What was I saying? Cash. I read something. Challenge mode. So if you're challenging to try to get to the top of the challenge mode leaderboard, it never mattered who was better at challenge mode. It mattered who could match up against the most amount of people that let them play poorly but quickly and win. Like, most of the time it was like, be aggressive, be aggressive, be aggressive. If I end up losing because I'm aggressive, I restart and start a new run, right? So yeah, it's not worth the time and the investment. If it was a quick game, like if it was a quick matchup, I'd be totally fine with matching up someone around my rank every time. I'd be fine, because then it's a challenge and then it's fun. But for a mobile game that has a 3-minute, maybe 4 minutes, I guess challenge mode could go longer, right? So let's say 3 minutes on average. A 3-minute on average game, God forbid it goes to overtime and you go 5 minutes deep into overtime and then get a draw. God forbid that happens, but you could go in and easily get a 6-minute match, depending on the deck and the gimmick at that point. You know, if it's a tank deck, obviously it's gonna go for pretty long. If it's a quick deck or something cheaper, you know, maybe you'll get those bars quicker. But I don't. It's not worth it. Why would I wait 4 minutes for something that's only 2 minutes? I wouldn't even wait a minute for that. If I have to wait a minute, I'm just like, okay, what's going on here? What's going on here? A minute is so long in matchmaking. A minute? You could be at the tippity top of League of Legends and it takes 13 seconds. Like, I know there's so many more, but it's like, that's what people are used to. You're not used to a minute. Like, maybe if you're jumping into a battle royale and there's 99 other people you're waiting for, yeah, give me a minute. Give me 5 minutes, that's fine. That's why I don't like battle royales, because you wait for people and then you could die immediately and then you gotta wait again and die immediately. It's just like, it's not not what I like to do. You've played 4 challenges since December 2017. That's really funny. Staring at your screen for a minute feels like an hour. Exactly. I mean, that you know that in UI design, if something takes too long, that's a big part of it. Like, even if it's the better way to do it, if it takes too long, even if it's a load screen, if I load up a website and it takes 3 seconds to load up, I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? If I click refresh here, 1, 2, 3. What the fuck? Any longer than that, I'd be ballistic. I'd be like, what is going on here? What is going on? Am I getting DDoSed? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. What? No way! Like, it's just, you'd be so mad. You'd be so, like, 3 seconds is all it takes to get mad. And if you're sitting there waiting 60 seconds for a game that after you get into it, it might just say opponent left game. Dude, there's no point. Especially when you have to get 12 wins. That's 12 games. That's immediately half hour of your life, half hour plus, that you spend just waiting for a game. Nah. Don't ever play Dota 2, 12-minute queues? Jesus. Yeah, and that's why some games were actually made to be played during queue times. Like Stream Raiders is kind of that game. But the queues would have to be really short. But like a queue time for like a Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac was a huge game for streamers of League of Legends or whatever to play in between their games, because you pull it up, it's single player. You just, at least those games last half an hour easy. That's true too, right? I'd be more than willing to wait 15 minutes for a Dota game that's gonna last an hour. No problem. I can do other things. I can get ready, you know, I can get water, shit like that. Imagine waiting 2 minutes for a 2-minute game. Yeah, imagine waiting 2 minutes and the guy's D-ranking and you just get the matchup, right? Like, that's true for ladder too. I mean, in Team Wars, when we had to wait for matchups when it was based on our rank, it was terrible, man. And that was like truly, like, you could wait for hours and it was just terrible. So people saying like, oh, the platinum should be 10 leagues only, or 5 teams only, 10 teams only. That's just not enough people. You get a whole weekend, not just like 48 hours. You get more time than that because of how the time zones work. So you get people early in Monday that can play, and you got only 500 people total. That's just, you could easily not get a game on Saturday. You know, all it would take is one, and the matchups might not even work out right, because if one person wins 3 games or wins 3 and loses 1, then there's one less game out there, and you might technically not be, the last person might technically not be able to get a game because there's nobody in the league. So then you would actually have to go down when the first few people got into the higher brackets. Yeah, exactly. When it was, you know, Gaines had to D-rank from 8,500 because he couldn't get a game, and it was Sunday night. And he couldn't not play, right? So he had to play some ladder games, get under 8,500, and then he was able to match up with somebody because there were more people in that range. And so it's just not a smart way to do it. And I'm glad they went away from that, but now it's like, now there's no point. Like, you wait as long as you can. And if there's only 200 people, like, if you're really worried about that week, if you're not worried about that week, play whenever you want, right? But if you're worried about that week, maybe you have less. Maybe you got a level 3 legend instead of a level 5 legend that week. Maybe you got base level cards instead of level +2 cards on an alt account or something. Whatever it might be, if you wait as long as you can, there's only this amount of people that could beat you, right? There's this amount of people that could beat you. And if you wait till Sunday, it's automatically like this, unless just all those people didn't play yet. So you could really circumvent the challenge of it by just waiting as long as you can. Some people wait until Monday morning to play, and some of that might be their schedule, their work schedule. I know Cobra plays early Monday because that's like, he wakes up early Monday and plays. Not early Monday, but like his time zone is early Monday for me. It just works for him. Like, whatever, more power to you. But if you intentionally do it, like, you know what you're doing. And it's not bad. It's part of the game. It's how you could play, but it's like, you can't then brag about winning. You can't then brag about, oh yeah, I have 136 or 100, whatever the fucking number would be, Team Wars wins, when you play them all in the dead of night and you've never once had somebody take a bar off you because you've never once had a close game. Like, I've had constant games where I come back from having a bad cycle or just playing dumb in the beginning, hoping something works out when it didn't. That's constant. I come back from 2 down and win, But some people probably have never been in that situation. And when they get in that situation, they lose because they panic and they're not very good. And they go up against one person who gets a better cycle and plays better, and they lose. Exactly, Transcend. I think we should just all of us should play Saturday night. All of us. Dire Tide, Illuminati, free to play. We should all queue up Saturday night. Saturday night, roughly North America. So, because that kind of works. Saturday night could be early morning the next morning for the EU guys. So it would probably work out. They just wake up to play, and everybody else stays up to play. And if we do it any time past 10 p.m., which shouldn't be too hard on a Saturday for adults to do, right? If we do all Saturday at 10 p.m., which is already a pretty good time to run, it's pretty likely that we'll match up against each other, just because there's not a whole lot of people playing at 10 o'clock on a Saturday. So yeah, that would just be like, first game, everybody starts at 10 o'clock on the dot. You all run your game. If you finish your game, you wait. And then at the next 15-minute interval, everybody queues again. So you got 10 o'clock, you play. 10:15, you play again. 10:30, you play again. 10:45, you play again, and everybody queues on that 15-minute mark. And that would be a blast. And win, lose, draw, I wouldn't give a fuck. It would be fun. We'd have some actually entertaining games to watch on the stream. Because the most fun I have every week is when I'm taking a shit in the morning on Saturday before the stream, I'm practicing Team Wars against the guys in free-to-play. And almost every single game I play is like the sweatiest game I've ever played, because most of the time we're equal levels, we're pretty equal skill, and the people who match, obviously there's some people who just won't play against me because they have such bad levels and I'll just beat them every time. But when you're playing equal, it's very, very fun. Rave Dave came over from Illuminati the other day on like Sunday or whatever, and he was just playing games with us. He's a shit talker, but he's a shit talker, He's not a shit human being. He's just a shit talker. He just talks shit. And that's awesome. I love it. And so he comes in, he beats some people, talks shit, they beat some people, and it's all good fun. I didn't get a chance to play with them because I didn't even know it was happening. Because when I'm with my girlfriend hanging out with her, I'm hanging out with her. I'm not looking at my Discord. I'm not looking at shit. I'm completely out of my phone, out of everything. My phone is never on vibrate. It is always on silent. I am impossible to get a hold of if I'm not looking at my phone actively. But when I look at it, I look at everything. I get everything figured out, right? But it would be so much more fun if everybody Transcendent was like you, where we want to fucking battle, we want to have fun, instead of, Shane having to wait till Sunday night to play because he's trying to snag some people who are waiting till the end, just trying to catch a good match, trying to make it meaningful, because it's the only time when they're playing. So with the league split up, it would be better. When it was just us in gold, Illuminati and free to play, it was so fun. It was so fun. When it was just 5 teams, it was fun. But it's just, I don't know, Team Wars hasn't been fun in a long time. I hold you while you sleep. Hold me? What? Did you buy a pillow? Haven't matched with you in a long time. Yeah, I wish you could I wish there was a way you could put yourself out there, put your name out there, hey, I'm playing right now. You could click a button and play me, or you could not. You know what I mean? You just see them all, and you're like, oh, he's playing right now, I'll play him. That would be cool. Whipped, confirmed. No, it's more just we don't really get to spend a lot of time together because she's at work right now. She works very strange shifts. Most of the time when I'm streaming, she's sleeping. And then when she's here, I'm hanging out with her. It's literally the only time I get to see her is Tuesday and Wednesday we have like all day because she has off. Thursday a little bit before the stream, and Friday before the stream, Saturday before the stream, and between the streams, and then Sunday after the stream is when I get to see her. So most of the time I'm completely oblivious to everything that's going on, whether like what I do pay attention if it's a work email or something. Those are the only thing on my phone that will actually, I have a thing that it will circumvent, it's like an alarm. It'll circumvent every quiet thing I have on it, and it'll give me a little beep when I get a work email. Yeah, Rosh, exactly. Like there should be a friends list. There should be 7 p.m. what, Transcendent? There should be a friends list. There should be you should be able to do like rooms. Like I don't know if you've ever played, I mean any game, Pokemon Duel does this, is the only thing I can think of off the top of my head, but so many games do this where you make a room. You can either have it be open so anybody in the game could come and play me, or you could leave it locked and, you know, give your friend a password like, hey, this is my room, or you give like the room has a code itself, like here's my room code, put it in and then we'll match up against each other. That would be so much more fun. You could do tournaments easier. You could do team tournaments. So like free to play Illuminati and stuff, we could actually come up with a tournament that we could do and use the in-game stuff, because doing it outside, jump into another team, it's just some people don't want to do that. So they don't want to do the tournament because they don't want to have to deal with that. But if it's like, hey, I'm ready to play me, and you don't have to do anything, it'd be much easier to get people together for that. But even Pokemon Go has an F list. Yeah, well, I mean, Pokemon Go makes more sense because you can send each other shit, but yeah. No stream captain tonight? No, I don't use it on, I don't do it on the update usually. Especially if you're a team leader. Yeah, exactly. Like I have to, like if I wanted to leave Namblues, I'd have to give my team leader to somebody else, and then you have to trust that they're gonna give it back to you, or else you're complete, like you can't get that roll back, right? So it's really, you really don't want to leave for that. And you know, elders leave, they come back, you have to, if the team's moderated, somebody has to be there. I mean, there's been times where I join on Friday or on Thursday night after I do some team wars, nobody sees it until Friday morning and the event's already started and I can't get my team events. That's happened to me twice. And well, I think it's 3 times now because I was playing with Dougie on the last stream, but on the last Thursday, but that's enough to make me never want to do that. That's why you don't see me playing friendly fights too much on stream, because one time is enough for me not want to do that. Like I don't want to risk that. Not that the team rewards matter at all, but I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of quality of life stuff that they could do for this game that the community would just take over. Like if they had an API, people like Lucky Penguin, I mean shit, if there was an API, I would have made a team manager a long time ago. A long time ago. I always wanted to make it like a thing that was like my spreadsheet that I have that handles everything, the card votes, the teams, the card levels, everything. But in a website where they can go and do all this stuff, like they can add their scores and they can do all that stuff and it all conglomerate. That was always my idea, but like there wasn't a back end for it, and I didn't want to spend the time to figure out the hacking shit that they did to do it, because it's just, that's not interesting me. Because any time that I spend coding and doing extra stuff, I do it for work. Like I'm in a job where it benefits me to spend extra time. So, and if I'm not doing that, then any extra time coding or anything, projects, anything, it's about the stream, right? So it's how do I get a cooler, how do I make my own emotes, or how do I do cooler video editing, or how do I learn GIMP to do photos and shit like that. When human tampon giveaway is easy, you have to beat them. You have to beat them to enter the giveaway? That's interesting. But yeah, so there's a lot of things they could do. The friend request or friend list plus being able to friendly fight somebody not on your team would be huge for just the competitive environment of the game, because it is there. There are people who just want to play, who don't give a shit about ladder, don't give a shit about team wars, they don't give a shit about what rank they are. They just want to play, and some people probably could be the best friendly fight players in the game, but I have no idea who they are, you know? So it's interesting. And I mean, it is getting to that point where like gold is so full of shitty decks that you don't even have to have a good deck anymore. Like level 3 legends is all you really need. I mean, level 3 legends is still fairly good, but if you've been playing since day one, level 3 legends is not hard. At least level 3 in the deck that you're playing. Level 3 across the board, maybe a little bit more difficult. Buckets, nice Cloud Checker. I wish it gave you like a list. If you go to the Streamlabs website, there's actually a list where you can see more than the top 10. I think you can see all the like the top 20. But pretty good. This one went really long, 2.5 hours, but we've just been talking a little shit. So down for competitive features, long overdue. Yeah, it would just be great. And if you had like I mean, how easy would it be for them to make like a legitimate tournament setup where you could do push notifications when your guy's ready to play and all that kind of stuff? Or they could do like a legitimate tournament thing. Like on Fridays we have a tournament. 1,500 PvP tickets to join, and you have to be here waiting to play your games at this time, and if you're not, then you're disqualified. You lose your 1,500 PvP tickets, whatever. No harm, no foul, the next guy moves on. That would be ideal, I think, but you couldn't really do one game. You'd maybe have to do a few games, and I don't know. But if you did it like every hour there was a new tournament, and every tournament, every 15 minutes there was a game, you could do a 4-bracket tournament game, or a 4-bracket, so game. They all happen at once. Then you do the semifinals, happens at once. Then you do the last ones, and those are the longer ones. So the first ones take 15 minutes, then the last ones take half an hour. So replays would be good too. Yeah, Pegs. Replays aren't something, yeah, Warped Blade, like that's how you do it in a competitive environment. So for the game to automatically do that would be really nice. Yeah, I mean, I heard it was a nightmare to get that together. You really need to, you just can't have a big, you just got to run multiple small tournaments. You know, it's hard to get 32 people into a tournament. Not hard to get 8 people into a tournament. Hard to get 32 people to time out games right. Not hard to get 8 people. After round 1, there's only 4 people to get rounded up. Not hard. Replays would take the game to another level. Yeah, Minion Masters has replays. That is something that's probably not possible unless you are fully server side as far as the interaction goes. Right now, there's just no way for them to... I'll be done soon. Right now, there's no way for them to... There's just no way for them to be able to capture the recordings. They don't have anything running at that time. The only thing that they have is the communication to the server that our account is like beaming up to them the whole time. And that's why the bot can fake that, because he's interrupting that and, you know, disrupting that and sending that package instead of the package. So you'd have to be fully server side, and you'd have to have some way to track it. Like with you'd have to have so you don't save an MP4 of the game, right? You don't do that. What you do is you track every interaction from a code level. You do it programmatically. So you somehow figure out a way to encapsulate everything that happened in the game into, you know, a 1s and 0 file. Like if I download a Minion Masters a replay, if I download that replay, I don't get an MP4. I get some proprietary thing that they use that you can only use in Minion Masters. I can only open that file if I'm looking at it in Minion Masters. So you figure out a way to somehow track the game and what happened in the game while you're sending it to the server, and then keeping a written record of that. So you say, we put this card here at this time frame, at this X coordinate, and then if your game is true to itself, it should play out, it should always play out the same way, right? You don't have to say it's here, now it's a little bit in front of it, now it's a little bit in front of it. Your recording software would figure out like, okay, this card's here. So you're not watching a replay, the game is being replayed. You know, like you're not actually watching a recording, you're watching a complete representation of the game redone in the game player. It's like in Star Trek, if you get beamed up, are you really the same person? Because your atoms just got destroyed and then recreated on the other side. Like, are you still the same person? So it's interesting, but I think it'd be difficult in practice to do that. Now, if they ever go full server side, that should be something they could easily do. But at the same time, that might not be something that you can do unless you built it to do that from the start. If you didn't build it to do that from the start, I think you might be really hard pressed to get that code to grasp everything that's happening. But if a bug doesn't happen, I'd like to see if it kept the bugs. Oh, that's interesting. You'd have to think that it would rectify that somehow. Somehow the bug that's happening, whatever the bug that's happening, would most likely happen no matter what in that situation. So, but there are things that do happen differently in Minion Masters. For instance, there's some animations in the playback that would be different. Sometimes when you kill somebody in Minion Masters, it'll ragdoll you, and like the guy will get sent flying or something. Or sometimes it'll even come and hit the screen, and then he'll like fall off the screen. You know, it's really cool. But that doesn't happen every single time. So if you rewatch it, you won't get those same type of extra things because it doesn't have that. It just has the, you know, what's happening. And then you can, and you know that you can tell that they're doing it this way because when you go back 30 seconds, it doesn't just go back 30 seconds. It reloads the whole game and then starts you at 30 seconds because it doesn't have the ability to go backwards. It just has the ability to, because you don't have the actual controls of a video player because it's not a video. So you can't go forward and back. Now Rocket League's replay, that's on another level. That's like, that kind of recording is, you're like recording the entire 3D space, because when you're watching a Rocket League replay, you have the camera and you can go anywhere. You can watch anything, you see from every angle, you see things that you didn't see, you can look at things that no one on the field saw. So that is recording the whole entire thing. And it's probably a similar kind of aspect, and you just put when you drop the camera in there, the camera just acts. I mean, any 3D game, you can just click one button and you put a camera perspective in there, and it's natural that you can move it around and stuff like that. Yeah, you can't really, yeah, exactly. You can't really compare that. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think that they would have the equipment, the setup to be able to do that. Now, Clash Royale would be a good example. I think they have replays, but that one I think is full server side. Tactical Monster Rumble Arena, that's another game I play. They have full replays, but that's a tactics game. So every single action in that game will happen the exact same way every single time. If I attack this guy, it'll hurt him the same amount every time. It takes attack versus defense versus penetration, and that's it. That's what number you get. So whether I play that, if I do that 100 times in a row, the same exact outcome would come. So that one's easy to do a recording of. It's like a chess game. It's easy to show the recording of a chess game. All you got to do is record the moves. E2 to H6, you know, L2 to G4, whatever it might be. You just throw it into a computer that understands what each thing means, and it will just do, and it'll just change them all. So, phone game to a mobile game. Oh, I see. That's funny. Do I play chess? I don't really know how to answer that. I do play chess. I'm pretty good at it, but I don't like play chess. You know, I've never really had anybody that likes to play chess. I wouldn't say I'm good at it, like great at it. I'm good at it. Like, I could probably beat most people who just played casually, but I'm not gonna be able to beat anybody who knows anything about anything. Like, I know the basics, hooks, no, forks, hooks, pins. No, a couple clever mates. I know a couple opens, but like I don't think too much. I just try to think a couple steps ahead, and that's all I really do for chess. I'm actually a pro. This is really good convo compared to the other streams I've been on. Only you and only you. What? 31 Fox, Racy, Cryptics, and Coolio. Whenever he does, the only people I watch and enjoy. Don't go into the chat just to troll or turn part-time simp. What? A 4-move me? You're gonna 4-move me? You think I'm gonna let you fools mate me? I'm not that stupid. Not that stupid. No, I mean I could get. I can get to the end of a match. You're probably not gonna mate me when I still have all my pieces out there. But I've been caught behind a couple pawns and you know, got caught in a bad mate before. You know, bad castle puts you between a couple pawns and the rook, you can't move out of it. Happened, but yeah. But no, I like playing chess, but it's just there's so many levels that, like, the levels of people that can play chess is just like, I didn't play it that much when I was a kid growing up. I didn't put enough time into it, so it's like playing the piano now. Like, I don't think it's really worth really putting effort into getting better at it. But I had Chessmaster 2000 on my computer. No, it's Chessmaster 9000 on my computer growing up. And I played that, and there were like tutorials and stuff, and that's how I kind of learned the basics, like, you know, how to hook something, how to pin something. I keep saying hook, but it's fork. I've always known I've always known how to play. I don't remember who taught me how to play chess or where I learned how to play chess. I don't have any memory of that. I feel like I learned how to play chess before I learned how to play checkers. And the fact that you could go back and forth on checkers always made me think it was stupid. But I would play with my brother. You never learn how to move the pieces. Yeah, it doesn't take too long, but yeah, there's some thought that goes into it. I used to play with my brother all the time, but you know, as we grew up, we just stopped playing it. I did play with my college roommate a few times, but the one game we played went like 2 hours, so we'd stopped doing that. I was ordering that glass chest with the smoke white and smoke gray chest. Dude, I saw that. I think I had one like that. I had one that it's glass and smoke, and then it came with a table that was the chest stand, and it had a little stand, and you just sat it there. And it was really, really cute. I don't know where that is, but I still have the top of it, but I don't think I have the bottom. And it had these little markers, like Pokemon damage markers, that looked like that were for checkers. If you wanted to play checkers, that was pretty fun. Good stuff. But I actually collect chess sets. I don't really do it as much as I used to, just because I don't really have anywhere to put them, so they're all just in boxes. But I have, you know, for Christmas I got chess sets for a while, and none of them are really super cool. Most of them are like, here's a Star Wars chess set, or here's like this one that when you look at it, it's an optical illusion, so it's kind of hard to play on. Uno Attack is fun. So yeah, I think used to play a lot, but I was never really that good. Played Grandmaster once, and I had no clue what that was going on. Oh, dude, when you watch people playing like blitz chess, when they got 3 minutes and they do a full game within 3 minutes of do, it's just like, man, you think you're good at something and then you see something like that, you know? It's just like SPPD, you know? You could think you're the greatest person ever, and then you watch a real high level game and you're like, whoa, did you see what that guy fucking did with his hanky? You know, you could do some cool shit. Or did you see the perfect timing or the perfect bait of that card? Like, he knew Unholy was coming, so he baited it with that and then used the other thing. Like, there's some good shit you can see from player, or any game, honestly. Any single game. Even if you think it's the most basic game ever, there's somebody somewhere doing something that you never thought of. It's just impossible to think that you yourself could think of everything in the game. It's like being a basketball player and think that you thought of every move, you know every move, then you see someone do a Kobe-esque fader and you're like, god damn, he can make that shot? How often does he make that shot? Oh, damn. Or you see Steph Curry do his dribble into a shot into the other dribble, and it's like, dude, he just double dribbled, and then you watch it in slow-mo and it's like, whoa, dude, that's on another fucking level, man. That's on another level. Or you watch all these people and you're watching them and he's like, that's a fucking travel. that's a fucking travel. And then you watch it back slow-mo and it's a perfect step. It's a perfect gather step into the perfect two-step. Like, there's levels to everything, man, and you just don't really... And even Sudoku pegs. I can do an easy Sudoku, no problem. I can do a medium Sudoku, no problem. The expert ones, there must be something I'm missing. There's gotta be there's some little thing I'm missing. Unless you're actually meant to guess and then play it out and say, oh, that doesn't work, and then come back and then play it out. Unless you're actually meant to do that, which I don't want to do because you're constantly erasing and shit. I just I cannot figure out how you figure out. Like I have some little tricks, you know, different things like that. You never have to guess. That's what I thought. So there's little tricks like that, but there's got to be some process of elimination that I don't understand. Because I can do all the other ones, but there's that one level. It's like in like crossword puzzles. Crossword puzzles are fucking impossible. If you haven't been doing like a Sunday paper crossword puzzle, if you haven't been doing them for a long time, there are words that are in there that are just crossword words that you just know because you've done a bunch of crosswords, you know? Like, it's not that the puzzle will actually help you. It's not that the hint will ever actually get you there. It's just, you know that if they put that, that's the answer, you know, stuff like that. And then there's all these like 3-letter words and 2-letter words that crossword puzzles use to be able to fill the gaps. And it's just crazy. They make an app for those. Yeah, where you can put in what it is and it'll fill it in for you. Sometimes you have to write down possibilities, which I hate doing, but you can see things when you do. I would have to do that with the hardest ones though. Yeah, and that's what I assume there is, because normally it comes down to like 2 choices. Like it's either here or here. And then if I put it here, you know, down the line somewhere, something will get messed up, and it's just hard to go back. And like, I don't want to really spend that type of effort on the Sunday paper, you know? But anyway, my girlfriend's home. So although it was a pleasure talking to you all, and I thought it was really fun getting a little just chatting with you guys in, we're gonna jump over to the giveaway here and finish up the stream, but appreciate you guys being here for the weekly update. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good jazz. And we will see you guys later. Stick around for the giveaway though, !SPPD. And we'll roll that right now. Bye everybody. Bye everybody.